good.
That's its turn.
I just leave it there. It's all good.
It flings some leeches at you.
I showed you my leech. Please respond.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No. Oh
That's-
wait.
Oh hey, it moved up to me.
There's a move. That's a nice move action.
I think at that point I'm just making Darth Vader's helm.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. And you just have Lena going, I find your lack of care around these mushrooms disturbing. Oh wait, I breathed in, the die falls down again.
A Rizzler's last thoughts.
We know what you rolled.
City of Ohio.
Oh, I'm sorry, but someone did the Ohio song just at that moment. The timing.
Just to have some
There?
conversation.
That's behind this rock.
Oh, that like there.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna be. We'll say she's like against the wall, very much so. Hiding any shiny.
No, I'm joking. Also, did I mention Rain sucks?
I don't know, I like him.
The weather!
You said it.
Shiny sucks.
Hey, hi Rain!
Rain!
Rare sample collected.
The wonderful orchestrator of the chaos that is this channel.
I really thought you said orc traitor from. Oh no!
That was you.
No,
That stopped the jetpack. It landed while I was in the air.
Yep. And the thing is, you ran sideways. That's what you get for leaving us in charge.
Yes.
Maria needs it. Must have.
Some override is done. Also, if you sell it, I want 10% of profits.
You know, we can just flip it.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I wasn't not doing the thing. Last few dungeons, that's gonna be a nice amount of gold. There, I'll grab these. Mushroom. And these. Oh look, there was Strut there. Fortunately, I'm built different.
Oh, yes, we shall go gloriously. Like a grand legion, a fleet of glory.
And I am hitting the hole.
We all have the same idea.
Same, right? Same.
We all have
What did you call it?
Just be happy that call name did it, not me.
Take me, Bruce. No, it's dark. It's dark. No, it's dark in here.
Why is there raw fish on our bed, Rain?
Because I ran out of
Yo!
Don't quick check, also clip that.
Yes.
Corey just exploded.
Yep.
Oh no.
She joined the
And
expedition.
she's back.
Yay, Corey's back!
Yay!
Yay!
I want my back.
Someone clip that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got the twerk on.
Nice, nice.
This is
Look at
cursed.
that peak performance right there. Can I? Yeah. Look at this chat.
Democracy, and the other one is for the Emperor.
Sample collected.
I mean,
They're both kind of downhill, honestly.
Totally.
Just your flavor of totalitarianism.
One's a militant totalitarian nation. Whoa there!
Just let me alt F and clip that. Shit.
Hey, buddy. I'm coming.
No.
I'm
You
coming.
shouldn't.
I got the heavy armor.
No, this is the sound of two Hulks in the factory trying to follow
I
me.
am not afraid of a Hulk. Come here, you big giant bastard.
Dang.
Oh no. No, this game did not.
What? Oh god!
Look at
Let's just end this. Yeah, why don't I just grill myself?
We come fucking.
Oh, yeah. Oh wait, we need to. How did you get up there?
Hi.
You can use it. Though there is one thing that strikes me out about this entire thing. Something that's different about this time.
I mean, I knew I'm built different.
You were. You are. You see, last time you came here, there were.
Oh,
The
that
big
happened when you
flash.
got the thing on me.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
just
fine.
sitting underneath here, enjoying the good life. I could go look for monsters and try to vomit on them, but it didn't do much, did it? Hello? I guess she's gone. Oh, we got loot though. Good shit. Having this haunting cyberpunk-esque, Blade Runner-esque actually, music that is really foreboding. Like it really puts you on edge because it's totally not Star Wars. It's doomy. It's basically telling you, you know what's gonna happen, and you can't do shit about it. Like they're really teasing you with it at that point, and it's so well done. Like there's very little dialogue except for some minimal exchanges between the characters. Might be a story there, but I can't see because I'm playing Darth Vader at the moment. Oh, that wasn't.
Okay.
now I have the samples.
Yeah, Morgan, you did this to me.
I didn't know it was there.
My samples. He's got both of my samples.
I didn't
That was
know
about-
it was
Fun. Have a good night, everyone.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Oh, the character just ascended.
Cory just exploded.
Yep.
Oh no.
She joined X.
And she's back.
Yay, Corey's back!
Yay!
Yay!
That was very quick. Hello, welcome.
Are we on?
Yes, we are. We are on into this black void of darkness called a black screen as I set up some stuff. But welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of our ATH podcast for February. This is the second one of the year because we did the other one at the beginning of the year. It's also the one in the shortest month of the year. So you know. And it's also Black History Month, so hell yeah. So welcome.
What is it, this month?
I'm all the way over here.
Oh no.
Don't worry, you are we're doing a formation, so we have them in the middle. We're flanking.
Pincer formation. Oh,
No,
right,
you're
okay,
being
sure.
quarantined. We don't want to catch a computer virus.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, 100%. But yes, we're flanking. As you know, Roman doctrine means the infantry is in the middle, the cavalry is on the sides. Wait, that was used against them. Maybe that's too soon. Wait,
we've already gotten
off
track.
As well, they were just bad at it.
So that being said, I'm just gonna put something down here. Welcome to February. So, interesting to be already in February. It's 2026. Interesting time for gaming too. I'm excited because there's a lot of reasons I'm excited for, but I'm excited for a lot of things. So, but that's easy to excite me because I like a lot of things. So shout out to the ATH crew, everyone that's currently watching, and everyone that's going to be watching the VOD. Big apologies for Ruby for poisoning her. We'll get to that story later on. The news at 6.
It is funny though.
It might have been a little bit funny, yeah.
Yes.
Every story with a poisoning is at least a tiny bit funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've watched Game of Thrones.
Oh wow! Well, that was still the kind of good part.
That was the best part. God, I hated that king.
Yeah, he deserved it. The actors.
Oh, definitely.
Actors amazing.
Yeah,
no, the actor was actually really good in respect to his performance of Joffrey Baratheon a lot.
So that being said, how has your New Year's been? How has been January? How you guys been doing?
It's been a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Been a reasonable amount of snow here.
There's been no snow.
But yeah, yesterday I got done with helping people move, because all the people that helped me move are also now moved into a hopefully permanent place. So I'm done carrying washing machines. Hopefully.
Hooray!
Which is kind of great, not gonna lie. Also,
I love washing machines.
I love washing machines.
You gotta be careful.
I love appliances. Yeah, as long as you're not like pulling her back or anything. I'm not insinuating that you're old or anything.
No.
I'm not the one to talk, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Would never insinuate that ever.
We got smart
Everybody
enough
is
to
old
just
except for me.
start using one of those harness dollies to carry the heavy shit.
Ooh, okay.
And then it's actually very doable.
German efficiency and engineering, and we're in progress.
Did the Germans invent dollies?
I don't know.
No, I mean the usage of it, because the last time I tried we did family moving here, everyone did it so like ass backwards, like to the point where like, oh, I'm just gonna like slide the AC off the roof and then you just land it on the
That's just American engineering.
Yeah, it's just like, why? Just take it out.
So the one I feared this time around, because it was actually all the guys were engineers, like with a tech background. I was like, we're gonna talk everything we move to death, won't we? But we actually didn't, and I was very glad about that, because usually it goes like, but wouldn't it be more smart to do this and that, and nothing moves. But no, we actually got shit done, which was actually really, really nice.
But 3 hours later, they're still in the same spot, and they're just like, yeah, that would actually work.
At least 2 people pulled out the graphic calculator.
Oh my god.
No, thankfully that was not the case.
At that point, I think I would just rather pick up the damn fridge and move it.
Yeah,
they could pull out the graphic calculator to play Doom.
Also true.
I mean, that's what I do.
I'm pretty sure at this point there's
for the TI-84.
I'm pretty sure at this point there's fridges who play Doom.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one on the Samsung Smart Fridge.
Yeah, I was about to say that smart fridges, so.
I mean, we're gonna be there. You go. So, yeah, they could have just did that.
What?
No, wait,
Oh
here
yeah,
we go.
that is.
There it is.
So, I mean,
honestly, I mean, it's a graphic calculator, but still, the display on that Doom game is better than a lot of the other Doom hacks I've seen.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I've seen Doom run on a pregnancy test. That one was barely visible.
Can you really say Doom is running on something if you can't even play it?
It was playable somehow.
Yeah, but
I mean, it is running.
I guess.
No, the person was actually playing it, like was running around corners and shooting demons. So I consider that actually playing the game.
Okay.
I guess so, yeah. No, I'm not going to
My
get into the
favorite one still,
philosophical.
though, is I think they did that with Dark Souls 2, where they hooked up like a bunch of toasters and used that to control the game on a computer. Like by pressing down the handle on the right toaster to turn and to attack and stuff like that.
Why is it always Doom and Dark Souls that people just make the most insane contraptions to try and play the game?
No clue.
Doom, because it's funny that you can make it run on anything. Dark Souls, because this is just more challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Souls players will not stop looking for more challenge, and I respect that.
I mean, I kind of knew the answer even before I said it, but
Since I fell down a Warhammer rabbit hole, I have to note that all of these Dark Souls things are Slanesh worship, and we cannot condone it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, about that. Hear me out.
No,
no, right? That's not a hear me out. No, actually, it's a really good one, but still no.
Not on stream. Not on stream.
Inquisitor, that one over there.
Inquisitor, that's the one you need to go after.
Oh, I haven't made a Fubi out of my Cormissar art piece, and I really regret it this fucking instant.
Oh shit! I should have done that for Natalia. What do you?
Yeah, damn.
Oh well.
Well, now we know. Now we know.
No, yeah.
Yep.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
The other half is incredible violence.
Yeah. But they don't often talk about that, though.
So, I want to do a quick shout out to our game that we've been playing, that we just started a community on. So,
do you perhaps mean?
I know we've been playing survival games, and there is survival games, and then there is whatever the fuck Vintage Story is.
Out of all the survival games, this game is the survivalist.
I just like.
It's for people that saw Elden Ring and played it deathless and were like, you know what? I don't feel that it punished me enough.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can argue with that.
So yeah.
No, you can.
Yeah, we started a dedicated server because I think that conversation popped up about Vintage Story, and then we just like, you know what? Let's see how much a Vintage Story server is. Not that expensive. Apparently, it's pretty easy to run, comparatively to Minecraft. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw, this is what sold me. I'm sorry, Mega. I saw that the modding API was built in, and mods required nothing from people. And I could just switch them around. Oh, by the way, my dad's going to be popping in and out, so you might hear that noise from time to time. So all it takes is people logging in, and then it just makes sure everything is updated, and to the version that the server has too, because it keeps a cache of what the server is running. So you can have like a new version, and if the server doesn't update, you can still play because it'll keep that version for you when you log in specifically to that server. So it's built in a way that seems to just work really well.
I mean, it gets rid of most of the problems I would normally have with modding.
Yeah, which is okay, we have to download again, everybody on the right version. No, it just says new mod added. mod is updated, or it just does that, and then you're totally
Or
fine.
like like the 7 days playthrough where
it reset. Yeah,
kind of lost everything because
Yes.
we're keeping track of mods properly, and it just kind of made a mess.
Made a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But surprisingly, I mean, the game doesn't need too many mods. It's mostly quality of life, which, I think we got like something for
Well,
now.
I will say, I've been trying to hold Rain very accountable with this one.
Yes, Corey will be proud. He's been stopping me from like going crazy. I wanted to add like space lasers and like nuclear missiles and
You didn't mention that to me.
I mean,
Turn
if
into
that's nuclear power, I'll be in there in a second.
I mean,
Just saying.
There's a reason why I offer to host servers on most of the games we play. Yeah.
But this one's been running fine. I mean, most of the mods are less than a megabyte in size. They're like a few kilobytes because it's just a couple lines of code. So it's like things.
Yeah,
like,
they're fine.
Yeah.
The most recent one we added, which is really cool, is the game has like a map, and you have to like hit the M button, bring up the map, and then you can make points of interest. And you can see players that are close by on the map, but you can't really see their points. They have to give you coordinates. I installed a mod where you can actually make physical maps, and then you can put them. People can pick them up and read the maps and can make their own. So they'll see, oh, there's by this lake, there's a mine. By this thing, this is a house. And so it's going to be kind of cool for the people that, like, for example, for the European and Americans. Like someone is going to play on their own, and all they're doing is, well, I'm on my own, so I'm just going to explore and mark points on the map, and then drop the map off for people to see.
That's what told us to hydrate, by the way.
Oh yeah, kind of like what you mentioned, Core, for when you guys played Valheim, you had a player who basically just ran around and like marked the map for you guys.
Yeah, it was a friend of ours who was in a totally different time zone, so we couldn't really do a lot of group play. So what he did, while it was our night, he just took the small dinghy boat and sailed around it, marked map things.
Yeah.
That was actually also really cool.
So I was inspired by that, and I saw that there was a immersive map thing, so someone can just be a map cartographer. So we're gonna make a community building and kind of go from there and kind of see if the map, the mark runes and all that kind of stuff. But it's a game. That's all I can say. It's in Minecraft. We punch wood. You make a thing. You make a pickaxe. You mine stone. Then you start mining iron. And within half an hour, you're basically in the Iron Age. Maybe even faster if you know what you're doing. In this game, it's like, okay, I Unga Bunga to the max. I take 2 rocks and I bang them together to make a knife head. And then I put that knife head on a stick. And now I have a knife. Now I can cut dry grass and I put that on the stick. Now I have a torch. But the torch doesn't just work. So I have to put the torch down. Then I have to make a fire starter, which is like wood and dry grass. And then I have to rub the fire starter so that it actually burns and actually lights up. So then now it's lit up. So it's like it adds a lot of extra steps. And it's like a lot of people are like, well, why would I like that? It's just making it more like tedious. And that's valid. But it's also for me, and I think for some people, it makes it a little bit more satisfying when they do succeed. So it's I've had that conversation with you, Frax, about like different play styles. So I 100% understand if this is not for everybody, because holy crap, it's punishing. But at the same time, like, especially when a community is formed, now that there's people playing, it starts to be really satisfying when you're actually able to contribute and do things and just kind of play the game and just, like, hey, I killed a deer. Now we all get to eat for tonight and for the next day or two. So, yeah, and most of the mods were added were mostly like things for immersion. Like we could see footprints of animals in the blood trails so we can hunt them better. Things like that, which is cool.
That's actually saved my life last time I was on. Because I was out exploring looking for clay, still didn't find it, by the way. I was just like, oh, what is this weird mark on the block? Oh, it kind of looks like a paw print. It goes up ahead. I look up, I see a bear like 10 blocks away from me. I'm going the other way.
The one thing I struggle with is finding clay. I have no idea how to find clay. I found the initial thing that you found, Mega, and I've never found any more clay since. So I don't know. There's a trick to it or something. But
It's not. It's usually not supposed to be this hard to find, really.
it could be the biome. I don't know. It usually you find it all over. Like as you can see, there's a mountain of clay in the video right now that she found. So it's just like it's usually pretty easy. But whatever. It's again world generation. It's just a thing that happens. If we ever do another fresh start, which is not going to happen for a while because everyone's just starting. There are some world generation seeds and also mods that help with world generation that make it make a little bit more sense, like clay being near like rivers and stuff like that, or near water sources, so you can kind of use real life to it. But I just wanted to give a shout out because I thought it was really cool. A lot of people are jumping into it, and it's
Like, holy crap! Like I thought this game was gonna like. I genuinely thought this was gonna die within a few days because it didn't seem like we had to. Like we had like a small group of like maybe 4 or 5 people, and then no one else really played. But today alone, we had like 4 more people join, 4 or 5 more people.
no, we had like 6 people like join. They're like, yeah, I have this game. I just wanted to play with someone. I'm like, oh okay.
It's one of those games that somehow snuck its way into everyone's library, but no one ever got around to it.
I think because it's not on Steam, so people forget that it's there.
Yeah,
I forgot for the longest part until I actually wanted to make an account on the site, and it just said, "Yeah, account already exists." I'm like, huh? Then I remembered that I got a code for that at some point during a Game Award show or something.
I know that was it the Humble Bundle had it at some point, I think, or something.
I don't think it's Humble Bundle.
I'm pretty sure I got a code from Rain.
Oh yeah, that could actually have been you too. It's been a while though.
I know I gave you a code and you're like, I already have one. So I was like, oh, okay. So I just gave it to like my IRL friends and they're like, oh.
Yeah. I think I had the same conversation with Mega.
Yeah, I could have sworn I was the one who gave you a code because I bought like a whole pack. I bought like a 4-pack of codes.
But yeah,
it was you then.
But it's reasonably priced.
Wait, is that clay on the screen?
Yeah.
Is that clay?
And they're making the clay.
Oh, have I never seen that? It stands out so much.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess because we're in an area that the soil looks similar to it, so we might just be passing by it or something.
Maybe. I'm starting to doubt it even spawns in a forest. I've been looking in plains instead.
Generally, clay is by
it does. I found a deposit in the fort. I just have to figure out where the heck it was because I never marked it.
Yeah, see, but this is the pain of Vintage Story.
Yes.
One of the funniest things I read about the game is that the person that made it originally was on the Hightail team. You know, the other very similar to Minecraft game that's also made by former Minecraft modders, and they parted ways amicably over differences in their design vision for the game. And if you put Hightail next to Vintage Story, I'm like, I get that you had differences because these are 2 of the most different games ever. They got blocks in common. That's about it.
Yeah, that video I sent you was really interesting. Where it was.
Yeah.
He was talking about how like he loves Hightail, but it's like a whole different. So the progression here is the combat and the looting, and exploration and whatnot, which is still a thing in Vintage Story, but Vintage Story is more about the like the logistics and the survival aspect of getting food and making your stuff. Where this you can find in this game in Hightail, because I have it playing now, you can find like a high level pickaxe in a chest or when you kill a boss. You're not really gonna find that in a Vintage Story. You're gonna have to work towards it to build it. So it's like different styles of games, which is cool. I mean, it's just there's different styles of survival games, and some might not be for everybody. That's acceptable. I think once we, as gamers, because I think gaming has been getting a pretty bad rap in terms of players, gaming communities, because of how like wouldn't say toxic. It's passionate. Thank you, Henry Cavill. How passionate gamers are. They sometimes will like, oh, you like this game? Well, that means I can't like you as a person, and you need to like disappear and move to like.
That's
Antarctica.
not specific to video games though. That's like the human condition.
I know it's a human condition, but with video games is a lot louder because video games is, for some reason, again, it's it's louder for me because that's my wheelhouse. I'm sure it's for almost everything, but
I mean, to be fair, video games has the biggest revenue in the entertainment industry, and it's not even close anymore. It's a big fucking scene.
Exactly, Jess.
I like pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles?
Yeah, that's
that's the one.
That's
Those are 2 sentences.
So
that
two
is
different, unrelated sentences.
That is probably one of the most goated Twitter X tweets of all time because it sums up Twitter
absolutely.
X and social commentary and social media, in a whole.
We should explain sentences to explain modern discourse.
Yeah, we should explain more difficult issues with breakfast food.
Yeah. Just don't go too far into the metaphor because I've had discussions before where the metaphor kept going for so long and at some point we were just talking about breakfast.
That's a total win.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
I mean, talking about breakfast is fine. I don't mind.
Also, since Jess hopped into chat, I've been playing a bit more Ghost Recon because they added a full post main story campaign, and that one's actually really, really good.
Oh, you guys been playing together? I've been meaning to.
I have poked around with Jess doing some side missions, and
I've been meaning to find some time, but it's like time zones suck.
Basically, without spoiling, after the resolution of the main quest, there's a power vacuum on Aurora, and then shit hits the fan, and you're sent in again to resolve all that. And it has basically new mission types, and really, it feels very curated, longer kind of missions. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun and actually quite difficult. So yeah. But yeah, we have to get together to play more again because it's actually, I've been enjoying a lot of the new stuff in there.
Yeah, I absolutely had a blast playing. That was pretty fun. Especially with the the immersive mode and not seeing things and having to call it out and work together. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, I know we brought this up before, but that was a game where it launched and it was pretty not well received because of how far it changed the Ghost Recon formula. Because Wildlands was okay in its reception because at least it still had kind of that that gameplay loop that was like, still immersive in a sense and all that. But then this one just turned it into like a looter shooter, and it was just like, oh, that's.
I mean,
that's not.
I must say, for me, Wildlands was my first Ghost Recon, so I don't even know what it was supposed to be before. But with Breakpoint, they had an open beta, like I think 6 or so months before release, and the whole community went, "Can we not have Division Light? Okay, thanks, bye."
Mm-hmm.
And then they went into the release and basically just were like, "You will like the Division Light," and then the people were, and then the whole community was, "Lol, no." And then they actually
want it, but you don't.
And then they actually fired the game director and added the Ghost experience, and then people were like, "Hey, this is a cool game now."
And my lamp just died while I was sitting here.
Your what died?
Huh. My lamp.
Lamp. And we've been over this, but the amount of customization you can do in the immersive mode, and each player can do that individually, and you still can play together, that's actually really commendable. Like, there was a lot of effort put into that. And I think like varying degrees of difficulty while people are in the same co-op match. That's pretty unique to the game, I think. I don't think a lot of games did that, and that's actually really cool. Like I was really impressed by that because you can not only work with different things for I want to have one or two weapons equipped. I get hurt more often. I have more or less stamina. Enemies detect me faster, and everybody can set that for themselves and still play together in a match, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice thing that they've done too. So, but yeah, that's so. If you didn't play the originals, I'm going to say, um, maybe one game that might get close to the originals that is recent is this game called Dagger Directive. It gives me the old Delta Ghost Recon vibes. It's like a game that came out like last year or 2 years ago. It's super fucking retro, but it has that same style of gameplay, and it has the open map with the objectives, and you kind of prep for the mission, and you work your way through with a squad. You can play together. So it's very similar, and I know Jess is in chat. I don't know if Jess has heard of this one. I think we might have brought it up once, but this one is really cool. It's kind of I played it a little bit, and I'm like, this would be fun with people because you play when you don't get AI companions in this, so I'm just like by myself, and I'm like, man, this would be fun if I could like communicate and do things, and the missions are like long enough and whatever that it feels like you're working towards a goal, like a tactical shooter. You're working towards an objective, and you can be creative in how you achieve it. You can go guns blazing, or you can kind of like sneak around. You can set up distractions and get enemies to kind of chase you around. So it is also purposely made in a very retro style. Like aiming down sight gives you a little pop up instead of taking you away from the screen. So you have to like it's kind of jarring at first, but it's like the old school tactical shooters back in the day. So it's an interesting game. But that definitely will give you the vibe of the original Ghost Recon games, what they were going for, striving for. It's the same with like Ghost Recon too. Like Ghost Recon, the originals were so much different than what they are now. And especially now, it's just a PvP game. So
Yep.
So, what else have everyone's been kind of excited for playing or messing around with?
Let me think. Oh, right. Uh, Frax can attest to this. We got a roadmap for RS3 recently.
Oh
It's
yeah, that's
talking
actually
about
huge.
yeah, they're actually like they're already working back like the treasure hunter stuff and all of the like microtransaction stuff that they put in the game. And like it's not like they've already removed the loot box thing, but like I think the
They
plan is
removed
to like
pretty much everything.
I think there's still like rune coins and stuff, but I think they're working on phasing it out.
Yeah, I think the
In like
Runecoin
stages.
store is gone already, but there's that one remaining store that is mostly cosmetics and those bonus XP thingies. But like RuneScape 3 as an MMO used to have you know how most games choose a model of monetization?
Mm-hmm.
RuneScape 3 just went D all of the above. So they had a loot box thingy, they had a cosmetic store with their own currency that you had to buy with real money. They had a second cosmetic store that came with currency that came from the loot boxes. They had 2 or 3 versions of battle passes.
They had
They had a
memberships. They had
old loyalty program. They have membership. Yeah,
like premium membership, not just like tiers of membership.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing they didn't do was paid expansions, like Final Fantasy and Warcraft do. That's the one thing they never did.
Or Guild
But
Wars.
yeah, so they had all of that, and it kind of came to a point where basically you didn't quite play the game itself anymore because they also gave away so much of that premium stuff as like teasers and whatever that for example, training skills was done 4 times a year when there was a double XP weekends, and the rest of the year you didn't do that. So that actually got so toxic, and a lot of people moved away from RuneScape 3, often to old school RuneScape, because that game didn't have all of that. That they actually decided to throw it all out. Like, they got a new CEO sometime last year, I believe, and his vision of the game is basically the title of the roadmap they've released. I think it's called Road to Renewal or something like that, Road to Restoration.
Yeah.
But the first step of which was they deleted almost all of the aforementioned microtransactions that I talked about. So they still got the subscription model.
Mm-hmm.
It's an MMO.
Yeah.
Most of them do. And they still have a very stripped down cosmetic and bonus XP store. Bonus XP being you buy let's say 50k XP for the strength skill, but then you still need to actually train strengths to get that XP. You don't just get a level or whatever. It's just faster.
It effectively trains it almost twice. I think twice as fast.
I think it's 50% if it's still
50%
like
extra,
from back when
okay.
I played. Still not ideal, but compared to the massive amounts of stuff they were doing and directly selling XP and stuff, it's way better. It's definitely way less predatory.
But that's
and
what
over
I said.
time, they intend to build that down even further. They'll bring back a bunch of the old microtransaction stuff through actual in-game incentives, like outfits or something that were exclusive.
That sounds really good, actually.
They're taking a lot of steps to actually fix up the game to a modern standard, because RuneScape 3 is kind of dated in a lot of areas, so graphical reworks are a big part of that over the year.
They're also paring back the EOC stuff a bit, because
actually redoing that combat model so it works. That's really the long and short of it. Because
I guess I can't really confirm this because I didn't explicitly see it on the roadmap, but I think the intention is to over time phase out these things.
Yeah.
Because the items in the game that give you the bonuses, they're still there. I remember I was playing. I still have some stuff in the bank. I checked recently. And I imagine they're doing that to give players a grace period to go through their stockpiles of it.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Yeah,
but I do believe they fully intend to take, if not all of it, then vast majority of it out by the end of the year.
Most of it, because the game integrity was dead, straight up. That's literally what the CEO said in the videos about this. Because I have to commend the guy. He is up in front, talking about these changes, even though there's pushback, because, well, after years of microtransaction hell, a lot of the people that were remaining were there because they liked that. Yeah, so there was pushback from the remaining player base, but he basically went, if we want new players, if we want to get actual growth, it has to go.
Okay.
So, yeah. And aside from the rest of the roadmap that's still on the screen at the moment, it's there's a bit of new content in there, but a lot of it is just fixing old content. Graphically, making sure that some skills actually are fun again, because a lot of them are very mindless grinds. Fixing up the player avatar, because the player avatar is a very old project by now that they really want to do. And another one that I find interesting is the regrounding visual updates that are on there, by which they mean the microtransaction stuff went kind of over the top with some visuals, and some of the modern high-level armor and stuff were also very high fantasy. What if we tone that down again? What if we ground that back to the original, very medieval, rather low magic setting that RuneScape used to be?
No.
Which I think is a very, very good approach. The game needed it. I played RuneScape for many years, but I quit also many years ago.
I mean, I've played it on and off since I was a kid, so yeah.
Yeah, I quit because of a lot of the reasons that they aim to fix with this roadmap. That doesn't mean I'll be right back at it, because I want to see how this goes over the year. But it's definitely one of the more insane roadmaps I've ever seen in a game. How often does a game actually throw out the free money printer to actually make the game worth it again?
I will say I'm a bit of a sucker. I have already gotten myself a new sub.
I mean,
try
that's
it
fair.
out.
I mean, I'm playing World of Warcraft. I can judge.
That goes back full circle to the previously of gaming and just like, hey, if you like what you like, that's fine.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
reason to judge. So except
Well,
except if you play League of Legends, then I just laugh at your salt.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, another one I did find funny that you can see on the roadmap. This summer they're doing a housing update, and they actually went into detail about what that entails because RuneScape has had a housing system since like 2002 or 2003 or whatever. Like it's ancient. It's been there for forever, and it does the job, but it's very dated. And the developers have always said that they don't intend to overhaul it because the code is so old. They don't have people that actually worked on that from the get go. They're afraid it will break everything. The usual decently valid reasons to not touch that in code. Then World of Warcraft did all of their housing blocks and did their own housing updates. And in the block where they talk about their new housing system, they kind of go over the exact same notes. They went like, actually, that's a really good idea, and we're gonna yoink that right back. Which brings me all the way back to my point that I made last month. I love it when MMOs steal shit from each other because now both get better.
Mm-hmm. I mean that goes for almost anything like TTRPGs. I like when an interesting feature is like, oh, we're gonna do this and whatever. Like I haven't played 5th edition 2024, whatever the new version or whatever. But like,
2024.
But I know that they took some ideas from like Pathfinder and some of the other OSRs to like make like backgrounds and, for example, make backgrounds more important because they give you like something or whatever. So I like that they kind of see, oh, this works, we can improve it, and are willing to kind of make the adjustments. So
From what I saw, they definitely added like a lot of stuff that actually made some of the more bland systems more interesting. Like they gave weapons like
traits,
various special abilities that you could like learn by being a marshal, and they improved some of the class features. They removed some like really unnecessary stuff and instead gave them like something more relevant. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was looking
There's
at
a lot of
barbarians
subclasses that lost just things that didn't matter or barely mattered at all. Like one of the more controversial changes was that paladins, for example, lost their immunity to disease, which a lot of people thought was sad because it's a good flavor thingy. Thing with disease in a TTRPG is though, either you want to make it a plot point and something the players really have to deal with, or it's just like the common cold and you basically just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the disease rules aren't removed; they're moved to the DM guide, and they basically tell you whenever you use a disease, make the magical one that players can just lesser restoration away. And then a feature like you're immune to disease basically becomes useless. So paladins just don't have that anymore. It's not relevant because any disease they'll find is probably something like mage rot or whatever, and it makes your spell slots all horrible.
I mean, we have a
makes you
we have a paladin on the podcast. Any thoughts from the paladin in the room?
Yeah, it was nice flavor, but honestly, there were no diseases around. Like, really not. Like, there was no real... I think I remember one devil that has a disease as a debuff, but it was also very much a thing of, it's in a giant block of flavor text, and it's just, if you mention disease, it was cumbersome, and it did nothing. That's
also something.
It did nothing.
Yeah, it's something that specific modules can be very annoying. Like, say, I don't know if there's actually a module that deals with disease, but it makes the difference between players really have to go to the module and follow the story and cure the disease, or player chose a paladin and just wins.
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
That's why I mean I really enjoy diseases and poison in Pathfinder because they have like it's like, oh, it lasts 6 rounds. Every round they make a check and they take this amount of damage, or it onset one day, and if they don't do it, then they become enfeebled, and then they come this whatever. So it's just like there's actual like there's mechanics to it that I enjoy, but it's also very easy. Like it's kind of hands off, and you don't have to do.
And they are fantasy diseases. They're not just a common cold. It's like you got a spawn of whatever foul demon that inflicts you with some horrifying transformation disease. So something that makes sense that your common adventure will actually have to deal with it instead of like you rolled a 3 on the 4th check, so you got the flu.
Remember
you got the flu.
remember mummy rot?
Yeah, mummy rot is actually good. Yeah, that's the one example in 5e of like the dangerous disease. I think I can't think of any other ones.
Well,
I looked at a page about them once, but
do you remember? No, go ahead and finish your thought first.
I was gonna say, I mean, do you remember why I mentioned mummy rot?
Yeah, I do.
Because our dear Adira almost died.
Yeah. And that actually did kind of derail the plot to the point we actually had to get out of our way to find someone who was able to cure that.
Yeah, so on screen here is my Code Vein 2 Adira, which Code Vein 2 is but we'll get to that. But yeah, it was kind of like, yeah, it actually moved the story and plot. It was really it was like, oh, okay, this is something that it's like a curse, and and healers can't really just cure it. They can like help the check or kind of counteract, but if it's too powerful, the counteract won't work. So it's like there's not like an I win button, but there's a I can help you get over it button type of a thing.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So, and that also makes the immunities and the bonuses that you get, like, oh, I'm undead, so I'm less susceptible to poison or whatever. That makes those kind of helpful, because
I have a couple thoughts on that, because the thing is, a lot of the features you get actually don't help for the disease, because they straight up say none of the statuses of the disease are removable while the disease isn't removed. So you can use none of your features that help with those states, which is annoying.
It does mean you need to actually find a healer or someone with medicine. So I guess it makes sense, but yeah.
But what I mean is like the like, oh, you have a +1 to rolls against poison, that like things like that. Those little pluses help, because that +1 might stop you from critically failing, which then it's like diseases and poisons and things like that in that system. When you critically fail, it gets really bad. So, but yeah,
but that just works because of how Pathfinder is still built around modifiers. You just can't make that work in 5th edition. That's just not a thing that works. That's the thing.
Yeah.
In 5th edition, when there's a disease or even most curses, it comes down to 2 options. Either this is a very major thing and the plot will revolve around it and you'll have to find and struggle, and this is just the story the DM is telling. Or it's not that, which means it will be fixed in a session because it's irrelevant. Because the DM wants to tell another story. There's really no middle ground there in 5e.
I mean, there's also really no middle ground in Pathfinder. Either you have to find someone that can do it for your party, or your party can do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I did kind of experiment with that a while back, kind of a long while back at this point. When I was running my Pathfinder game, and Rain can attest to this, I had inflicted the players with a curse over the course of one of their boss fights that essentially made them vulnerable to healing.
Oh yeah, fuck you. Sorry.
Wow, okay. So
amazing.
I loved it, but yeah, fuck you.
But I wish I had played with it more. I think I was kind of afraid, just because Rain actually did seem kind of mad about it at first.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get really hyperbolic in it, but I was super like, this was cool because I was a cleric, and then healing.
The intention was if you've ever seen, like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Vitality Elementals or the Gliminal in Pathfinder 2e.
Oh yeah, he ran those against us. Fuck you, Rain.
Essentially,
hey,
it was
that's how
meant to
it
be.
feels.
It was meant to be the concept of like, yes, you can take in that excess vitality and it can help you, but it's also dangerous to do that.
It
Made
was
Scurry explode.
It was so awesome to see, like, when Core was like, I have the the HP, so I can take the hit, and you can drop this on me. Like, they were working around it. It was really fun. But yeah, I don't apologize, but I'll take all the
It's fine.
That's why Lena died the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the Shadow crit. I mean, her HP was low. The max HP was low because all the healing, and then the Shadow
The
crit,
drains,
and then the Shadow crit on his first attack, and then it was an enemy that would not stop he wouldn't go for a different target, and I was like, letting you know this is what's gonna happen, and then we kind of came up with something because with my players, I always let them know, hey, your character is going to die because this reason. What do you want to do? Because I'm more than willing to make adjustments. I mean, as long as it's reasonable. It's not like I just fell from 1,000 feet. Well, your character is dead. And then they're like, well, and then they complain. I'm like, oh, I mean, if you fucked up, it's whatever. But maybe if they don't want to lose that character, something happens or characters, I'm always willing to work with them.
We do play with a lot of people who get very attached to their characters, so yeah.
Yeah.
There's way worse fates than death in a TTRPG.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why some DMs are just like, rocks fall, you die. Like, there's so many more interesting things you can do.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many fun ways to torture your players emotionally. Why would you kill them?
Trauma.
That means they're free. We can't have that.
And they say I'm the one that causes the trauma. Jesus.
I mean, you are.
I mean, yeah, okay, good point. Yeah.
We're here for it.
It comes with the territory.
Valid argument.
I feel like when you are a DM for any system, you kind of need to embrace your inner Greek gods, and your players are your titans that rose too high to the sun and needs to have some Sisyphus situations happen to them, some Tantalus punishment. Maybe you should chain them to a boulder and have an eagle eat their liver every day.
Okay, so Scary boulder pushing episode coming up.
Scary will probably win somehow, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. She will actually make it.
She'll make it to the top, and you're like, wait, that's not supposed to happen. It's like,
she smashes the top of the hill flat so the boulder remains. And Susan's just standing there like, wait, what? That's not how that works.
She just impales the boulder on the tip and goes like, "Vodka."
I'm a dwarf, not sure what you expected. You should have asked Odin for help or something.
Honestly, this is Rock. Rock is my friend. You can't get me with Rock.
Paper, on the other hand.
Draw a face on it like Sisyphus does in Hades.
And enter in the librarian. These books, the pages are made of paper. I win.
No, I choked your paper monster.
Oh, yeah, sure you did. That poor monster.
That happens a lot, doesn't it?
The soul of it, I think.
Listen, Scary has big hammer, so every enemy is nail.
I mean, yeah.
That's always the class fantasy for Barbarian, anyway.
Yeah.
I like the differences between the 5e and Pathfinder Barbarian, because I know the 5e Barbarian is more of like the tanky, get in there, take a lot of hits, do damage, and just be like survivable, whereas the Pathfinder Barbarian is survivable, but is also a really fucking nasty bully. A lot of their feats are just them making everyone's life around them miserable if they're not on the same team. Which is kind of, it's like, okay.
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of just how a tank ought to function in a game that doesn't have like strict aggro tables.
Yep.
That's the thing, though. In 5e, in my opinion, the Barbarian is the only class that actually has a way of aggroing and drawing enemy attacks towards it. Because it plays not against the enemies on the field, it plays against the DM. Because each time you reckless attack, you go, oh, DM, you have advantage against me. And then that massive D12 health pool is used instead of your squishy wizard's health pool.
I mean, also Ancestor Guardian Barbarian just says if you don't attack me, you have disadvantage against anyone else, so you better try beating me up
that one
first.
too. But even beyond that, just the base Barbarian without a subclass has a taunt. It's not a hard
Fun fact.
sound, it's a soft sound, but it works.
I have to throw up a thing real quick because that just happened yesterday, and that was very much the case of that happening. Give me a second.
It is very clever design.
You gonna put something on your Ninja?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Let me know when.
I actually have to get it going.
There was another thing I wanted to say. It was a bit more general. Going back a bit. I'm kind of starting to see that the market for gaming, like video games especially, is very much becoming. It's like actually like picking itself back up, because for a while we kind of had stagnation where we just had these like few big companies and they were kind of pumping out slop for a while. But now that we have like the tools for indie devs to create games that can actually compete with these titans, now they suddenly have to start, putting in effort.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing improvement everywhere across the board.
Well, and again, modern video gaming is a it's in its infancy, I think, because I mean, it was like only the early 2000s where games were more than just kind of like very basic. So like a lot of the people are now older. There's a new generation that's growing up with it, and so there's new developers, and like you said, the tools are available. A lot of those old heads, I call them, like the old grognards like me and Core, are like, well, I'm gonna go and start my own company with my own ideas because I want to do something like a passion project, and they're able to kind of make, and those kind of have been successful, and people are embracing those, which is really nice to see. It's really cool.
I will forever maintain that video games are a type of art, arguably one of the highest types of art, because they have so many layers of complexity to them that can't be imitated by others.
They're insanely interdisciplinary because you have to have programmers that actually make a game, then you have artists.
Even beyond that, the interactivity adds an extra dimension to it that it just isn't available in any other art form.
Yeah, that's a point that a lot of the indie developers tend to make. Like I know that Toby Fox has commented on that multiple times, that the interaction between his game, his work, and the players is something that most art cannot do.
No,
like you watch a movie, you look at a painting, you appreciate it, you analyze it, you talk about it, but you don't interact really with it. It doesn't react to you.
There we go.
Whereas games, especially some ambitious ones, really want to have the game also react to your choices, which is difficult.
I mean, I will say it's a different kind of art, but it's definitely art, because why I say it's a different kind of art, because you always have the like, hey, we make this game and this is the intended experience, but then someone finds a way to like do something different, or circumvent it, or play it completely different, or I don't know, collect hundreds of, maybe even thousands of cheese wheels in Skyrim and throw them in a room for no reason. So,
like that one guy on was it Reddit? I don't know. There's been videos of this one person who just keeps getting cheese wheels and is neatly stacking them in Whiterun in Skyrim.
Yep.
Just making like little walls and pyramids with them.
To cycle back around to tanking and barbarians actually doing that, I have a picture up from my session that I had yesterday, which was my real players fighting Yinogu, the actual demon lord. And I think the barbarian took about 300 effective hit points from Yinogu. Which, is impressive. But for that it was, he's the one guy punching back, and Yinogu would just keep wailing on him because that's fun. So it's like, he's gonna be allowed to tank, but for Yinogu, like, some swipes at other people, and some things the players did that annoyed him where he attacked somebody else, but it was mostly the barbarian getting absolutely bullied by the big hyena. But they actually made it through perfectly fine. And that was a fun session. It has been one of those sessions that just goes to 2 a.m. and then you go, oops.
Yeah, that's what Frax was saying. It's like he had a long night, and I'm like, and then you like showed me the picture. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing like that in a session like that can go.
Yeah, that was basically it's Descent into Inferno spoilers. That's a pretty long sequence that ends with the fight against Inogo, and there's story beats in between, and it's a very pivotal part of Descent into Inferno. So I really looked forward to that. And I actually got, because we have 7 players, which is insane, and I got all of them together without people having to dip out, and I was like, yeah, no, they're there, so we have to pull through. And I did, and it was really fun.
Core fingers are real. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, you've seen them live, so...
Yeah, I do.
I've seen the you praying to the machine spirit. So.
Oh yeah, I did that actually. I was actually waving a sensor around in front of my screen.
It worked, didn't it?
It did.
Oh, no, sorry.
Basically, we tried fixing, exercising Morgan's PC with the Helldivers problems she had. So I went like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna remotely exercise her PC. And we found an actual technical fix, but I'm convinced the exorcism helped.
Obviously, yes.
I mean, it had
the
to,
Messiah
right?
was with us.
Yes,
Oh, definitely.
Appease the machine spirit. So.
Yeah.
We had to get back to the tanking once again. I feel like one sort of problem, not really, but like issue, I guess, is that a lot of people who want to tank in a TTRPG usually have tanked in a game before. And in a game, tanking usually is easy. Like, I go into World of Warcraft, I see an enemy, I cast Hand of Reckoning, which means that that enemy is now 6 seconds glued to me. They get no choice in that. They're only attacking me. Whereas in a TTRPG, you can't really do that. Like, even in Pathfinder, where one of the classes of the Guardian has an actual ability called Taunt, it's not a hard taunt. It's not a they can only target you. It's just they get penalties if they don't, which they can still work around. Like, yeah, it's on screen now. Like, they get a -1 circumstance penalty to an attack or DCs if they don't. And never come off guard until start of their next turn if they don't attack the source of the taunt. There's absolutely scenarios where they will choose to take those penalties, because that's just how a TTRPG works. That's not really a way to really force a one-on-one unless you basically cast a spell to lock off 2 people in their own little arena, which is very high level. I'm not sure if Pathfinder even has it. I know D&D does. Like, Wall of Falls is still bullshit.
Yeah,
or False Cage.
There's things like putting Sanctuary on your squishies for a turn so that the
but that's the opposite. That's the you can absolutely not target that one. That's not really a taunt. It's the inverse, but still works.
It's still there's like different ways of doing it. Honestly, it's the taunt tank kind of mentality really depends on the DM understanding the players and understanding the roles that the players want to take. Because it's really up to the DMs who things attack. We can say like this or that, but we can make things happen. It's up to DMs.
To me, it kind of feels like it's players that come from MMOs often that bring over the wrong part of an MMO tank. They think taunt is the hard thing you glue them to be. That's only a part of a tank's kit in an MMO. The biggest part in almost every MMO of a tank is generating threats, which in an MMO is usually just a statistic, but in D&D you can absolutely do that. You can make yourself a target and tank that way. In fact, you will have to, because in D&D or in Pathfinder, if you make yourself too sturdy, because there's no hard taunts, enemies can just go, I can't do shit about that guy, I'm going to walk around him.
So
that's tank fallacy.
Who remembers? You remember playing Divinity Original Sin 2 and you made yourself too tanky, and the AI just said, "Nope, I'm not attacking you." Yeah.
Yeah, because Divinity AI is evil and actually understands this.
We have the boys on the screen. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that's
Boys.
also a thing I picked up this year. I started painting the Deathcore Combat Patrol, and it's actually really fun.
Do they have tanks?
Of course.
They do not, because it's a combat patrol, and that only has a certain point value.
Damn, they do have cool guns there, though. I see.
They do have some support guns, yes.
I thought they had.
And they do have the Death Riders. They do, but not the Combat Patrol. The Combat Patrol is basically a pre-assembled box of a basically playable army at around 500 points.
Okay.
So in theory, you can just go, hey, I have a Combat Patrol of Faction Y, so I can battle a Combat Patrol of Faction Z. That roughly works out. But I'm planning on getting some more of the Deathcore in. I also got the officer of the Death Riders, Lord Marshal Dreyer, because his model is just wonderful, and I'm really afraid of painting it.
We're gonna see.
Oh,
go ahead.
And it's one of those things where I had some colors and brushes for mini painting, but then I was like, hey, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and that's a rabbit hole. So that was fun.
We're gonna see Core show up one day in chat, and he's gonna put the camera on. He's gonna be paint everything everywhere. His hands are caulked in paint. We can't even see him anymore. And he's just gonna say, "Help me," and then he's gonna leave. Chat. And then we're gonna be like, "Whoa, that happened."
And then I'm going to say, are you in pain?
You know, this is a podcast, so I can't leave, but I'm leaving.
I regret nothing.
Left in spirit. Your spirit is gone.
My spirit has left me.
Oh my god, it's pretty good though. I appreciate that one.
I'm not sorry. It will happen again.
Oh jeez. So
let me just show off the box art for the art piece for the Deathcore Death Rider officer, because it's such a pretty model. Let me see if I can find it. That's the official art piece. Boop. I should have it shared now, I think.
oh, I saw
Did that
a
take?
wild Fae. Phaedria. Hello. That was probably a few minutes ago, but hello.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah.
Oh, it's been a little while.
Been a while.
Did that work out? No, it did not, I think.
Well, I think a video.
Let me do that again. I think this one is it. Yep. That one should work. Hopefully. Because, yeah, it's a very detailed, pretty model of the officer of the Death Riders. And I got that one, and yeah, that one will be a feat to paint. Because yeah, I got like, hey, I wanna paint my favorite faction with it, which is Astra Militarum, and then I looked around and I saw some people ranking how easy it is to paint a faction, and Astra Militarum was at the very bottom in a tier just for them that was only at gunpoint. So I was like, uh-oh, apparently this is not easy.
At gunpoint. Okay. I mean, Commissar.
Yeah, no. The thing is, if you want to actually paint them to play, Astra Militarum just has massive amounts of models because the individual units are so weak.
Mm-hmm.
So you just paint a lot of them, and they're very small, so they're very finicky to paint, and they have a lot of details. So you will paint a lot before you can actually play. If you paint Space Marines, you paint 2,000 Space Marines and you have an army. If you paint Astra Militarum, you paint 60 infantry, 3 field guns, 8 cavalry, and a command squad, and blah, 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 blah. You just paint a lot. But I wanted to do it for the painting, so I'm still very happy with what I'm doing.
It's a lot of fun. It's rewarding.
Yeah, it is, actually.
It's kind of... You basically chose the vintage story which is the Dark Souls of survival games. So the vintage
The Dark
stories.
Souls of model painting. Oh my god. Yeah, the thing is, I also got Boba Fett's starship in Legos for Christmas, and that's collecting dust now because I'm just, if I have free time I want to spend off the monitor, I just get my snuffy boys out and start painting Krieg.
Also, I have a picture for me about every time I say it's the Dark Souls of something. There, it's on screen. So you're saying it's the Dark Souls?
This is the Dark Souls of rainy
God.
modes.
This is the Dark Souls of memes, definitely.
That's fucking gaming journalism is a joke.
Wait, we're journalists? I thought we were just shooting the shit.
Yeah,
No, I think the source of that quote was like a review or something.
Yeah,
like they called another game the Dark Souls of that genre, and everyone was like, "Bro, what?"
It was like a puzzle
Why?
game too, or something. It was nothing.
Yeah,
It was so
it
bad.
had nothing to even remotely do with Dark Souls.
But if you say Dark Souls, you get clicks.
Yeah.
Speaking of Souls likes, I have 3 that I want to like glaze real quickly. Because I was mentioning earlier that I was super excited for gaming. I just wanted to go over them quickly. And if you guys have other games too or some things, because I was like, oh yeah, now that we mentioned it, it's a perfect segue. So that character in the background is my beautiful Adira, recreated in Code Vein 2, which is the sequel to obviously Code Vein 1, which is kind of like anime Souls. It's been pretty fun. I've only played a few hours of it. I'm borrowing it off of my friend's family account. But it's very obviously Souls-like by the means of there is a very methodical combat system where the abilities, like it's positioning and managing stamina and locking into animations and boss fights with phases and resetting the world when you go to the quote-unquote bonfire type of a thing. So that sort of formula, I think if it has some of that or a majority of that, qualifies it for like a Souls-like. Not just difficulty, because there's not difficulty. I mean, Mario was hard, so I don't think.
Yeah, making a game difficult is actually very easy.
Yeah, that's nice. Good job. It's perfect.
No, I say that unironically. Like, I know the statement sounds funny, but generally, difficulty is really easy to do. It's just making difficulty worth it and fun is hard.
Yeah.
But just make it difficult, easy as fuck. Everyone has been doing it since the dawn of gaming. Battletoads, most difficult game ever.
Yeah.
Because it's janky as fuck, not because they actually have any philosophy there. It's old and buggy.
So this one is pretty cool. Again, if you are a fan of anime and you're remotely curious into like a Dark Souls game, it's a lot more easier to get into story-wise too, because I know Souls games can be very vague. Some people might like be lost. This one has like a story. It kind of tells you what's happening. It's a very anime plot. Another one. Now that's a game that you always have to buy. Another one that is fantastic. And Megan, you said you wanted to jump in on this. I'm a huge fan of the Neo series. Neo is I wouldn't say it's a Souls-like in some of the mechanics, but it's more of like a Ninja Gaiden. It's a Team Ninja game, so it's a lot faster. It's more about managing stances, like breaking stamina and recognizing patterns and just being like just an absolute just badass. So this game has been a ton of fun. I love the original, but you only got to play as William. Then the second game had the character creator, which is where I made originally Adira, and then the third one has a character creator as well, and it's now open world, because the previous games were kind of like Monster Hunter. You like went in on a mission, and then you would do the mission, and the levels were big, but it was just like they're mission based, and once you complete the objective,
rather linear. I don't want to say they were completely linear. Like they had some branching paths, but yeah, they were.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing. It's fine. You could just jump. It's like really bite sized. You can kind of jump into it, do a mission or two, and then you feel like you've accomplished something. This has turned it into an open world, and they've done some really interesting things with it. Obviously, with being open world, the world design is because some of the missions you'd kind of go back to the same level but come at it from like a different angle, so it's kind of like you didn't get as much variety. There's a lot of variety. Different zones in this area have like, okay, this zone is like, there's creatures here, and the town is all messed up. Then you go somewhere else and it's a little bit different. Then if you complete the crucibles, which are these like little mini dungeons, which are still the same style of like missions as like the previous games, then you clear up the this whole thing that's going on, and it looks pretty, just like in the picture here, where it's now prettier and it's lighter out. And then you'll see more human enemies and stuff going around. So um, it's a lot of fun. The combat feels more like a fighting game than a Souls like, because you're basically kind of doing the combinations for the moves and understanding the weapons and fighting things. So it's a lot of fun. This has a demo on Steam. It's big, but it has a demo. I say anyone who's listening or whatever, try the demo out, if only for the character creator, because you can try to make your OCs and your characters. It has a really really robust character creator, and it's free. You can just mess with it, which is really cool. And if you want to play the game, it's a pretty fun game too.
I don't know. Maybe it's a pretty cool game.
I'm a little biased. I like the game, but you don't have to. But yeah, the character creator alone, just to mess with it, because you can actually get some cool screenshots, and that's literally how I made Adira, is by just sending a bunch of screenshots of my Neo 2 character. So it's useful. So if you're thinking of getting commissions from some of our partner artists, who I know there's several of which who we always like to shout out, everything from Corey to Annika to Artsy Faye. I'm a little biased on Artsy, but that's just me. So
Wonder how that happens.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's a fun game. It's also, again, has a very easy to follow story. I mean, the Neo games are basically, what if Senku Jedi happened, but demons? And then it's just that. So like a lot of the big events in Japanese history during the Warring States are attributed to like demon influences and the different daimyos and whatever, like making deals and pacts and whatnot, and you get involved in certain battles and you fight certain NPCs. Like this is Shingen. So if you know anything about Japanese history, that's like, oh shit, it's Shingen. So it's like, oh, it's cool to see these characters, especially if are a fan of the history of the Warring States, have played any of the Shogun games or any anime that has these characters. Nobunaga, all your usual suspects are there. So it's really cool. So it's another one that's kind of easy to get into. And then the last one I want to shout out is one that flew under my radar for a while, and it's No Rest for the Wicked. It is absolutely a Souls-like in its pacing, in terms of its combat with mad stamina, but it's also kind of like an ARPG in terms of, I wouldn't say ARPG, but it's like isometric. It's kind of like top down, but they do this weird thing with the camera where there's a curvature to the world. Sorry, flat earthers. So you can see further. And they just recently added co-op, which is pretty fun. I played it for a little bit. I know Mega jumped in. I wasn't in voice, but we're just kind of just like messing around with it. I've played it with Artsy. She really enjoys it because Fire Mage goes boom, and when you hit something
Understandable.
and they die, their body parts fly in multiple directions.
Very understandable.
2026 open world games.
It's also a survival game. Like in the sense of not a traditional survival, but it's, I guess you have to like cut trees, mine ore, all that jazz, and then you use that to upgrade your settlement so that you can have better crafters and whatnot. So you actually will go back out into the levels, especially in multiplayer. Like you can just spread out and you just go like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the beach and kill a couple crabs so we can have some crab meat to cook food so that we have heals and whatnot. So, and as you can see, the art style of the cutscenes is really cool. They have really cool cutscenes and whatnot. This one's in early access.
Kind of reminds me of Diablo.
Yeah,
It is. It is. I will say it's a Diablo game with like the pacing of Dark Souls.
It has. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Because like it does have like the heavy combat, and the gear is very like everything is kind of unique in its own way. But it is the isometric view, and you do have skills and abilities that you can add onto your character over time.
It has my favorite gear system of any game so far in the last couple years. So you know how Diablo. I mean, you've Core and Frax. You guys have been you played the recent Diablo. You know how there's levels for the item for like there's gray, blue, etc., right?
Yeah, the loot rarities.
Generally, say you get a sword, you get a gray sword, then you get a sword that's gold, and you get a sword that's blue. You're generally going to go for the higher rarity, right? Because it has better stats. Usually. Sometimes, depending on level and how things roll.
Yeah, like if we're talking like we're max character level, then usually you go for the high rarity, yeah.
Yeah, in this game, it's not like that. The rarities are, so there's the gray rarity, I don't know the names. The gray rarity, there's a blue rarity, there's a purple rarity, and then there's a gold rarity. And you would think, oh, I want to get the gold, or I want to get the purple. If I get a purple item, it's better than the blue, which is better than the white. Not really. The white items have slots for gems, which add like modifiers like life steal on hit or this or that. And it has 4 slots. The blue only has 1 slot, and then the rest are like buffs that are randomly assigned that are a little bit different than what you get with the gems, which are pretty strong, but they're not as versatile as what you can get with the white items. And then the
it kind of reminds me of the decor system from Monster Hunter.
Something like that. And then the purples are cursed items. So they have the highest modifiers, but they always have a negative. So
I see what they did.
Yeah.
That's actually the initial itemization design for Diablo 4, but they never really went through with it. Like, the first draft they did of their itemization ideas before release wasn't that style, but they ended up not doing it. Like, it never got that way. They instead went back to the classical item levels because that's generally what people expected of Diablo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Which I think for Diablo is probably the better choice, but for a new IP,
I don't know how people would have reacted to this in a Diablo because it's so different. People would be kind of confused. But
considering how they reacted to everything else that Diablo didn't launch, no, they made the right call.
But it's really nice because you get a white item, and it's like, oh, you get a white item, but like every single weapon has their own unique movesets too. Because I thought, oh, all the straight swords are gonna attack the same. Nope, every single weapon has its own unique animations. So you get a sword. I'm like, oh, this is a new one that has good animations, or this one has a higher like a damage because it's a higher level because the items do have levels in a sense. So that's, but you can always upgrade. You invest in in the item to raise its level. But you might decide to get something. So you don't just throw out a white item, because if you get a bunch of gems, you're like, man, I got these really cool gems. I actually want to put this set together. It's for my build. It's pretty cool. So I really like that it makes all the weapons have a niche, and it doesn't make so that like, oh, I'm just gonna just trash common items because I don't like. Especially we were talking about Neo. I was talking about Neo earlier. That's a problem that game has. It has way too much loot, and a lot of it is just junk. So it's just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna trash all this and have to like sift through all that. So
yeah, that's one of the things that they. That Diablo 3 specifically had a lot of excess loot, basically, which you barely looked at. Because if it didn't have the shiny glow of ancient legendary, it was trash. So
Yeah.
just threw it away. Diablo 4 had the problem a little, but they actually did fix it in their own Diablo way, which is to say anything that is not legendary at higher level just auto salvages. All right, I guess it works. It works for Diablo.
Yeah. So, but those are kind of the games that I was just kind of interested in because we had mentioned Souls-like. So I'm like, oh yeah, these are Souls-like in a sense, different types. They're not traditional Souls-likes, but they are close to. So I do see a big mature 17 rating on someone's screen. Does someone have something on in the chamber ready?
Yeah. That's I'll start that up actually.
I think we have the same video ready.
Is it of a certain actor who is now known as John Helldiver?
It is not. I have the other one in the same IP ready, but you go first.
Oh yeah. Because I went with this one because it's the 1st of February, and February 8th is when Helldivers 2 released in 2024. So Arrowhead has said that they are basically doing a month of surprises. The first one of which is this cool video, which you should definitely look up on that channel and watch it in full, which is an interview with the actor that did the opening for Helldivers 2. And it's like an insight in voice acting, in mocap, because it was his first time actually doing mocap. So he had a blast. I just thought it was really cool. I've been doing more of these videos about conversation with the developers about the game development, which are very interesting. And seeing as it's their 2-year anniversary coming up, they've also been hinting that there's something big that's going to happen. Especially since we recently built the Death Star. Sorry, the Star of Peace. It's definitely different. Disney, go away. And then they confirmed that during a recent event, someone stole the plans of the Star of Peace. So yeah, there's some big cool stuff coming up. There's also new Warband releasing next week, which includes an explosive hammer. So that's always fun.
Yeah, I think we're just showing the video of the new Siegebreaker Warband currently.
Ah yes, that one looks so goddamn fun.
That looks cool. Holy shit!
Because it also has like another thing they've been doing, which is something that Arrowhead does a lot. People ask about something, Arrowhead says, we don't know if we can do that with the current engine. And then 6 months later, they go, hey, we did it. Like in this case, in the new Warband is the belt-fed grenade launcher. Like a year ago or so, some people were asking about the minigun, which was belt-fed from a backpack. And Arrowhead went, we can't really make that work with the way our items and weapons are set up. And then last month in December, they went, hey, we fixed it. Here's a minigun. And then with this Warband, they're going, yeah, so we can use the technology for other things now. So here I have a belt-fed grenade launcher.
Oh, God.
They've been very consistent about that kind of stuff. Like underground missions, they also said they couldn't do. By now, we got hive planets with the bugs, and they're probably going to make equivalents for the automatons and the aliens as well. Like they've been teasing a bit about alien temple complexes. And I hope for the automatons we just straight up go to Star Wars Episode 2, in the Geonosian factory. That would be awesome.
That does sound cool.
But yeah, the thing is, I don't know if they're gonna do that because Arrowhead's way of announcing updates is, this 60 gigabyte patch is just crashes and bug fixes. Don't worry about it. And then you join the game and they drop like an actual AT-AT Walker from Star Wars on you, and like, what the fuck did that come from? They never tell you.
We fixed some bugs.
Yeah, fix some bugs. Don't worry about it. There's an alien invasion. Yeah.
Yeah,
yep, the bugs are definitely fixed.
The funniest time they did that was when they introduced the flying bug enemies for the first time, and the official response on their Twitter account was, "No, we didn't."
Yeah,
that's propaganda. There's no flying bugs.
I remember that. They were gaslighting the community so hard. It was so funny.
Yep. Also, on topic of gaslighting the community, the famous sickle size bug.
Yeah.
There was one weapon when you Helldiver had it basically holstered on the hip. It always had different sizes. And for the longest while, people were saying, yeah, it's just a bug they reintroduced back and they don't know what they're doing. And then someone from the dev team came out, yeah, no, at first it was a bug, but then we just started adjusting the size in each patch a little bit and see if people would keep noticing it.
Yeah.
So they just minimally adjusted the size every patch. And yeah, people kept on writing about it, but they basically said nothing for the better part of, I think, half a year.
And they only came out and said that they did that on April 1st when they just upped the size of that weapon to 200%.
Oh my god.
That was absolutely enormous. Yeah, these developers, like, Helldivers 2 is not a game without its issues, but the people behind it are very passionate and generally really like doing what they do.
That's always a good thing to see, because I mean you know that there's some care and dedication to it. I mean, the fact that the game is run with this living world story, you know, where they're hands on, so it's a live action, but it's to better like facilitate a story and lean into it. It shows that there's dedication to the game. In a sense, it's not like they just launched it and moving on to another project. I'm sure they might be working on other things. I don't know about other projects, but I'm sure they're working on other things. So
There's something in the works at Arrowhead
Yeah.
that's not for Helldivers. They've said that, but they're not ready to show that just yet. And then also, it's not something that's going to replace Helldivers. They intend to go on with Helldivers for a while. Actually, the interview with the actor, the voice actor for John Helldiver, actually touches on that, because the whole point of the intro of the game was you got 3 minutes to establish the entire world build that you will be playing in for the next few years. So that had to be really on point. And apparently that was quite a challenge. The actor did love doing it. Apparently they kind of arrived at him for the choice, like a little bit in a hurry. Basically got a call from his agent saying, like, hey, if you want to do this, please send a video, preferably now. at the last by midnight. And actually show his the casting video that he recorded for that in the interview. And it's funny how much of that energy they actually kept for the intro. Except they call it the Mecha Troopers instead of the Helldivers, which is really funny.
I guess because they didn't want to give it away or something, or because
yeah, they did want to. They often do that with casting. That they change some key lore words to hide for which project it is, to make sure that it doesn't get leaked.
That reminds me of my favorite story when they casted Neil Newman for Baldur's Gate. Because he kind of had an inkling that it was for that, but he never really got around it. And then he realized, oh wait, they're making me do this kind of voice. I don't know, what kind of character could I be? And then he was like, oh no, I'm a vampire, I'm a villain, I will be like in a third of the game at most. And then they went, yeah, no, you're a companion. So that was because he kept speculating what kind of role it was, and they gave him these tryouts for that role, and they badly disguised that it's Baldur's Gate, so he kind of figured it out because he was a big fan. But yeah, he speculated, I'm playing a vampire and he's kind of a dick, so I guess I'm a villain, so I won't be in there for very long. Oh, sad. And then, you're a companion. Welcome to the team.
And then he saw the size of the full script. It was like, oh shit, job security.
Yep.
Yeah, he did good with that. He is a fantastic voice actor before, but like that, that was like it put a lot of those voice actors to that next level of where they became household names, where people recognize their voice, but now they recognize the actor behind it. So they did I think he did a good job in particular, like pushing for recognition of the voice actors who worked on that project. And
absolutely,
it's really cool to see that, because voice acting is hard. It's not easy. They often get overlooked because you don't see them, you don't interact with them, other than you hear their voices. I mean,
That's another point actually that John Hellhaver brought up, because he got to do mocap for the first time, and he basically went, at this point you're basically acting. You're putting on this costume, and okay, it's like a stretchy suit with tennis balls on it, but you are acting. It does go off your body language, your facial expression gets scanned in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it deserves all the recognition.
Also, since we were talking about tabletop RPGs and acting and recognizing people, there's a thing that's coming up, which I'm kind of looking forward to. That also was driven on a whim decision. A few content creators were like, "Hey, we would love to play D&D together, but we're basically separated by an ocean." So we set up this GoFundMe if you guys really want to see that, and they had the thing happen where it was funded in a couple hours. And it's a bunch of D&D content creators that are gonna sit together on a table and play D&D together, and I'm following a bunch of them. I'm really looking forward to when that's happening, and it's min-maxed. And they basically made them play the class they kind of do stuff about. They have Blumenek, the guy that does a lot of the fantasy archery trope videos on YouTube. And he's gonna play Ranger and a couple other people, and I'm really looking forward to that one too, because that's gonna be like a fun watch.
And Jax the Whipper is gonna play Bart, and he doesn't get a choice in this.
Yes. But he made sure he has a 20 charisma and is gonna make the DM's time hell, so the revenge
Yeah,
is
he's
right
playing
there.
Bart, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
As someone who had to deal with his Bard's shenanigans just yesterday, I feel with their DM.
It's their choice. It actually was everyone's choice except him. I feel he's totally justified in this. I mean, they're probably playing it up for the bit as well, but you know, it's funny.
It is. But yeah, I'm back to Helldivers. I'm really curious what that month of surprises will be.
Same. We'll find out next week probably. That's probably when they're going to kick off the next big story thing, I hope.
Yeah.
And aside from that, yeah, I hope they do more of these videos because they're really fun. Like the actor behind John Helldiver generally seems like he had the time of his life with the role. Like at some point he says it like I lent myself well to this overly dramatic, like over the top nationalist persona. He had the biggest fun doing that. Also, apparently the call for, he did the announcement on the Game Awards in 2024, right? Like they got him on stage in a Helldiver's costume.
Yeah.
Like apparently he got the call for that, and the funniest thing to him was that they phrased it as a question because he was totally down. Apparently they phrase it something like, "Hey, do you want to dress up as a hero and go announce the thing you like before everyone you've ever known?" Yes.
Yeah, I really have to watch that video.
It's amazing.
I don't know about that one.
That's awesome.
He's an actor. He can deal with a room full of everyone he's ever known. Especially if he gets to dress up in a futuristic armor set. So, like they got some behind the scenes pictures of him dressing up in that.
Fair enough.
His comment on that was, "I don't want to take it off." No, he was just really happy to be that the game took off that much, and that he gets to be like the semi-mythified face of it, Like John Helldiver is not an official name, but at this point it might as well be.
They put it in the video. That's as official as it gets.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, some more photos of him posing with the armor because he was just so happy to get to do that. I mean, I get
wonderful.
it. If you'd offer me to go do anything in a suit of armor, I would say yes. No second thoughts. That give me the armor set.
I feel like the moment has passed by this point, but I was going to talk a bit more about Neo 3. I was waiting until we were done with
go
the
for it.
Souls-like list.
I want to hop in super fast and we can jump back to it because I will join you. But has anyone here heard Emberville?
Yes. From you.
Just now.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. So it's Stardew Valley meets Diablo meets Cthulhu.
Oh wait, no, I do know about this one.
There we go.
I don't remember it being called Emberville though.
I have it on screen, but it's like this. It's a game that has very very like Stardew Valley vibes, art style, and like gameplay, in terms of like befriending, like getting people and whatnot, and the village and crop and all that. But then it's also like an action RPG, and it has a very dark, like almost like it's like grim dark in terms of how it presents itself. So it's like, oh, it's nice and sunny, and then oh wait, why is the skin flailing off of this character, and they're hung in the middle of like the field like a scarecrow? What's going on? Like that kind of stuff, and with really interesting bosses. So
Don't worry about it.
it's just because I know there's a couple people here that like Stardew or mentioned it, so I just thought, let's throw it a quick little shout out. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I don't know that much. All I know is it's a company that Co Carnage is working with or started, and I do like Co. I like his videos and watching him stream from time to time. So I was like, oh, cool. It's a nice little independent project because we mentioned independent projects. So as you can see the tree there with the visuals. So it's
got very nice graphics.
It's an interesting thing there. So you said you wanted to bring up Neo 3. I'm always up for Neo 3.
Yeah, because I was gonna I watched a friend of mine play the demo, and this is a guy who has like hundreds of hours in Neo 2, so he had like a direct line of comparison. So the main thing that I was going to go over with, and the thing that I noticed just by watching, the game does a lot better job easing you into how it works. Because, just as an example, like the whole stance thing, for a while we thought like, did they remove stances, or did they just simplify this game? No, they just added it to the skill system, so you have to unlock them over time instead of just starting out with all three of them.
That was one of the most overwhelming things for any new player explaining. So I'm like, hey, Frax. So Neo, every weapon, has its own unique moveset. It also has a high stance, a middle stance, and a low stance, which completely changes how the weapon works, including how it interacts. And each individual stance also has multiple special attacks that you can do with each, which they themselves, like holding L1 plus square does something, holding square, then you do triangle, whatever. So you're basically learning 3 different styles of fighting for 2 sets of weapons. Yeah, and they just throw you into that right away. So yeah.
Guild Wars 2 Elementalist, got it.
Yes, exactly. yeah, you got it. Exactly. It's that. So no, they kind of are like, okay, you're gonna start off as the one class that only has the one element, and then if you want to branch off, you can.
So you do
it's
start,
generally a better approach, I feel.
You do pretty quickly get both the samurai and the ninja, which apparently seem to have their own move sets.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the samurai with the katana holds it like a normal katana. The ninja with the katana holds it like anime convention weeb katana,
like an edgelord.
Yeah, he holds it reverse grips it. Yeah, so yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I may have to download this demo.
I do. You
I'm
have
try it out.
Co-op. Let's do it. Because if you beat the demo before the 15th, you get something for the main game, and your progress carries over. So yes, it's basically in a finalized state. Team Ninja is amazing. All their games are pretty good. Apparently the optimization of this, and it runs really well. So I know you had your friend that mentioned the previous game, which was the Rise of Ronin that had some issues on PC. Looks like that's not really much of an issue here. And again, I will say, even like I talked to Frax about it, but Core, even if you don't even plan to play the game, the character creator is awesome in this. So it might be cool to make like, an actual. They're going to be somewhat Asian inspired in terms of the outfits, but you can do a lot of things with the face and all that. So just to mess around.
I've made characters in Monster Hunter. I'm used to it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Excuse you, I have modded my Conan Exiles to hell and back. I can make any character I want.
Yeah, this mother effer made Conan with all those. He talks about me with mods. They were awesome. It was. I loved it. That was it. Like he opened my eyes to Conan character creation, because I was like, Conan character creation is pretty good. And then there was whatever the hell Core put together. I'm like, okay, you're on a different level with this game. I respect.
I still love that the game actually allowed you to change your footstep noises, and that was
oh my god,
so funny.
we gotta keep talking about that.
That's funny as hell. Come on, it was great.
Is that Lily? Why does it sound like a freaking like a mammoth is walking towards us? What's happening?
I think it was a rhino, actually.
It was very funny.
I was like, okay, that was cool.
No, the basic thing is it's an Unreal Engine game, and people were really good at Unreal Engine when Conan came around, and they just had the full workshop open. Shout out to Steam for having a cool workshop.
Mm-hmm. Steam Workshop.
And shout out to Unreal Engine. I mean, one of the advantages of having a standardized engine is that a lot of the modding principles can carry over. Like, I know for Unity modding that everything basically goes through the Bepinex mod.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
that means if you release on Unity, you're basically a step ahead already with mods for your game.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
I mean, we've had discussions like that a lot, I think, where we go like, hey, there's this new survival game coming out, XYZ. Do you think we have mods? Yeah, it's Unity. Yeah, we will have mods.
Yeah, Unity definitely has mods. Unreal, little harder to mod, I believe, but doable.
Well, the framework's there.
It's doable. I mean, I've seen, like, for example, the Stalker 2 game has a bunch of mods that change things, and it's on Unreal. So people have been able to kind of go through and make those changes. So, it's more difficult, but it's doable. But again, modding in general is just difficult because it's, there's a lot of, you could change something and you're like, I want to add this, and then all of a sudden everything breaks, which is the
main reason why I've been a proponent of toning down mod use with our resident mod addict over here on the other side of the screen.
Yes.
I love how Rain catches all the flack for this. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with like 526 Skyrim modded.
Yeah, but that's a single player game. You're playing that by yourself.
By the way, we had the discussion, and I think I said I wanted to bring this up. This is completely me and Frax. So we want to make a static for Sundays in the morning. And we were talking games, and I was like, yeah, what if we play like Divinity 2 with the, and it's like, yeah, we could probably, that might be one of the games. And we had different ones. And then my mind was like, okay, yeah, we can cut back on the mods. And Frax was like, fuck that, we go balls to the wall on mods. And I was like, yes!
If it's the two of us, might as well.
It's like, okay. Because, I mean, I've beaten that game like 5 times. So I'm like, okay, I've beaten it vanilla like 4 of those times, and with some slight mods the final time. Not the big mod that I want to play that changes the armor system. So I'm like, I want to play a whole game with that.
I do have to confess though, for Divinity 2, I do say that with the full confidence that and the knowledge that they have an amazing script extender plugin. For which I do want to shout out Norbite for making that one, because that script extender is basically magic. I don't know how he did it or how it's even possible, but even if you don't install any other mods, just by installing the script extender, loading screens cease to exist. Because it decreases loading screen time by 90% somehow. I don't know how that works. I don't speak codes, but it's amazing. And basically, that script extender on its own makes it so that every mod author can very easily make their mods at least not conflict with each other,
Yes.
if not just work. So it's very easy to mod that game without it crashing. It just plays really well with each other thanks to that script extender.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
And he did the same for Baldur's Gate 3 because he's legend.
So I'm gonna go through a small bit of conversation here of what we talked about for our static, and this is something we'll do private. So this is just us, so it won't be on stream. But it's relevant. It is relevant. It might be relevant to some of the people here because some of the games mentioned. So we did mention, obviously, we did mention Divinity. We did mention. I brought up Remnant from the Ashes, too. That was a pretty good one. One of the ones that seemed pretty cool, core, was the Mech Warrior series. Frax was like, "Yeah, that would be
yes,
cool.
please
Get a static group of playing that. That might be pretty fun."
Yeah.
So about that, what I have to be a dick. What's the mod stance on that? Because that was problematic the last time we tried.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I don't know why it didn't work because we did everything correctly, and we didn't have a lot of mods. I mean, I think the only one that I'll probably put is the yet another mech lab to change engines. That's it. I'm not gonna do anything like all the extensions.
Yeah.
Just the base to give ourselves a little bit more flexibility, and that's probably about it.
Clip this. So we can use it against him when it inevitably ends up adding more mods.
I mean, to be fair, the insane urban mech was kind of fun.
See, that it begins.
No, actually.
And you know what? To be fair, the pilot customization one was cool too. It's already beginning.
Yeah. The sentence was barely called.
Yeah.
The ink was still wet. The bytes were still being sent.
If it doesn't work with the list, like, because we were having a really weird bug where me and the other person were able to play. It was Zan. Me and Zan were able to play, but Core just kept crashing, and we did everything perfect. Like Core did it right. It worked on his own when he played it. It's just when we joined, it kicked him or whatever. So I don't know.
That's weird.
It could be.
Have you tried exercising?
Could be a localization or something, or maybe I don't know. Because I remember playing.
Oh god! I don't play games in German. Am I insane? No.
Oh god.
But I mean, every time I killed an enemy in Conan, he's turned into a German.
Yeah. So the reason is because the Conan Exile server, for whatever reason, looks at your OS language. No, not even OS language, because I changed that to English as well. It looks at something in your Windows and goes like, "This is a German PC," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm having this cup of tea. I'm totally British English." But the server was like, "No."
It was so funny.
I'm not buying it. Your pinky is enough.
99999.
I was like, "Hey, just load the Taylor or whatever. Just load that guy." And then we're like, "Which one? I can't read these names."
I was lucky to speak Dutch, so I could.
It's the guy that's called Schneider. What do you mean?
Schneider.
It's a Harden Burden Harden back. So it's just sorry. I had to get one of those in.
I just think it's incredibly as far as bugs go, to have names changed to German when something dies specifically has to be up there in terms of funny bugs.
So weird. It was cool. I got used to it. I learned a little bit of German for the time I was playing the game, so I understood with I know what the word for is for mason or whatever the professions were. So that was pretty cool. And in Core, you started breaking down. Yeah, that means breaker of rocks or whatever. And I love language like that, so it was kind of nice to see that. So, but it was just such a weird bug. So
yeah, no, it was actually really funny. I agree.
So Rail's asking us to show off Mortal Shell 2 because that was another Souls-like that's apparently coming out this year. What do you think?
I know nothing of it.
Same.
Played a little bit of the first one. I didn't know there was a second one coming out.
No, I'm just gonna open up Steam and have a look. If it's not on Steam, then I'm going to condemn it to death.
Oh, it's on Steam. But
It better be.
I signed up for the beta. So I'll update on the gaming experience once I've actually had a chance to try
Oh,
it.
that is very Souls-like. Like, I see the screenshots.
Yeah,
The
it
aesthetic
is.
is definitely Souls-like.
It's like
Yeah, it's
You could
aggressively
tell me this is
Souls-like.
Dark Souls 4, and I would have believed you.
Yeah. Speaking of Souls, that was another game that came up. The Frax might give that a chance with because we meme it, but I know but I know like Souls games. I know Core and Frax both have not played or really enjoy the Core Souls experience from the original games as much, or which is valid, totally valid.
Yeah, we get to have wrong opinions.
This game, the stream is like mature rated, right? Like it's.
I know. Holy crap! I'm gonna have to. Like,
I mean, I've been saying fuck, so I hope it is, but sure.
Listen, I keep my mouth shut when we're talking about Souls games, and I know why.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to. Well, we're gonna swap it up for a little bit.
My favorite Souls game is Terraria.
Oh, no, it's a butterfly.
That's a butterfly. Watch it like get eaten by like a hawk or something. I just put the first video. I put butterflies. So also I might be triggering people that are afraid of bugs because it's pretty close up. But
why does it say "Welcome back" in the top left?
That's the overlay from the news overlay.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, no one sees it.
We'll edit it out in post.
Also, a thing that just dropped we have to talk about. There's more rocking and stoning to do.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, yeah?
True.
Oh, yeah.
Rock and Stone.
Yeah, Deep Rock dropped a new season with a new mission type and a really cool weapon customizations progression track.
Nice. The fucking prop hunts.
Oh yeah, the prop hunt beer.
They added a beer to the space rig where one person turns into the Seeker and 3 people turn into like random assets that you can find in the space rig. They can go hide. You need to do it's hide and seek, like prop hunt in Gary's mods, but in Deep Rock. You haven't played prop hunt yet until the fridge flies away with a jet.
I will say Deep Rock is one of those games that just does what it does so well. And it just hits that spot. It's one of those games that even if I'm like, you know what, I wasn't in the mood to play it, then I go in and I'm like, I'm in the mood to play it. And then it's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep it installed because anytime someone wants to hop into it, it's almost like Helldivers. In that sense, it's like one of those where I can always just hop in and I can have a little bit of fun. So
I think we talked about it today when we talked about all that. I think, and we came to the conclusion, if I recall correctly, that Deep Rock did something for the for dipshits genre.
Yeah.
Because it showed that you can make it pretty simple. You just have to have a good game loop, and it doesn't always have to be Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Because the Deep Rock was the first one that we like 4 people cooperating, but it doesn't always have to be that specific kind of horde shooter. It's mostly horde shooters, let's be honest. But yeah, they went, hey, we can give our own spin on it, and I think so many games just try doing that from that moment out that the genre got so much more life.
I mean, co-op games are seeing a resurgence in the last year or so. So, and there's so many more coming out. So, and like for example, like no Rest of the Wicked I mentioned earlier, they added co-op. They were planning on it, but they pushed it into the early access because it's people were requesting it, so that's a feature. So.
I think one of the big things that Deep Rock did for co-op in gaming in general is showing that people will love the co-op regardless of a lot of other factors. Like, you don't need a leaderboard, you don't need punishment for deaths, you don't need like any incentive really to play together. Just because it's there, people will do it if it's fun. Like, they built it more on a sense of camaraderie than really a necessity, because you don't really need it for rewards either. Everyone gets their fair share anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it together, you get to press the funny V button, and then your dwarf goes rocket stone, and everyone else goes yeah rocket stone. It just it creates a team spirit,
I mean,
and it actually doesn't give you anything for that. It's
I,
no bonus whatsoever.
I argue it gives you morale, so it gives you motivation to play better.
It does, but it's not a gameplay reward. And I feel like that was an important revelation for game design. That you don't need a virtual reward for everything.
I mean,
you speak of that. That reminds me of the pre-sequel for Borderlands, where you can get that one trait where it's just Jack giving you a motivational quote, and it doesn't do anything.
And like a rainbow flash through your screen.
Like
inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I do love Borderlands as bullshit.
Oh, what were you saying? What were you saying, Gore?
The thing is, we have the hug meta in Helldivers. Like, everybody has the hug emote locked down into a slot, more or less.
Yeah. Or one version, because I have the fist, the bump and the chest bump.
The chest bump, yeah.
Yeah.
At least one good interactive emote.
Yep. And then usually the basic salute, and then two of your choice. That's usually what it comes down to.
Then you have RV There Yet, where it's the cigarette, where that's your bonding, is that you all just stand around the circle, smoke a cigarette, and be like, well, time to keep driving. it's like all these kind of games, they're having like those small features. I mean, we have Peak, RV There Yet, all those kind of games are popping off. You know,
We didn't play Peak again.
Yeah,
it was Peak.
At some point.
I still need to get like a solid RV There Yet game together as well, because I play it with Core a little bit, but I want to play it like with a lot of people at the same time to really have that chaos, you know?
I played it with it was me, Artie, and Corey and Zed, and that was ridiculous. It was redonkulous. I want to see it more. I want to see more chaos. It was chaotic as hell.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zed, absolute best driver. I mostly ran out and got chased by bears. Yeah,
that's recognizable.
That was my thing.
I mean, bear bait is an important job in RV There Yet, let's be honest.
No.
Man, this gameplay looks super solid. Holy crap. Every time I see this game, the guns look cool, everything. So
Deep Rock Galactic is just really well made.
And the one thing I really love about Deep Rock is if you have a full magazine and hit the reload button, you do an animation, so your mag's full, you're good, and the animation is also funny.
Yeah. Like if you got the hurricane missile launcher, your gunner just takes out one of the missiles and just like moves it across the screen, just going like a little toy rocket.
It's a cool like fidget thing too. When you're like waiting, you just do it. It just kind of fills in.
Like, that's another thing that Deep Rock Galactic is really good at. Like they filled the lobby with mini games for when you're waiting. Like by now you got the dance floor, you got the bears that do various random things. You got a version of Flappy Bird. You got 2 goals and a ball to play football. You got prop hunt. You can turn off the gravity if you think that's funny. You can kick the barrels into the launch base that mission control scolds you, which is always gold.
It's every time there's like a lull, like we take a break from like the constant missions. It's just always someone fires up one of those things.
Yeah,
starts fiddling with
it's great. And then they do the events and they just add more random shit to the hub. Like if it's the Christmas event, there's piles of snow. So obviously you can make snowballs and throw them at your friends, and there's voice lines for that. Like they'll give you friendly fire voice lines. Just go, hey! You interplanetary ghost!
Forgot about that one.
That's also an amazing thing about it, actually. The 4 dwarves are all voiced by the same person. They just change the pitch of the voice.
And other kind of gaming news, Ashes of Creation was a thing. Now it's not. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
The next World of Warcraft killer, and it's gone.
And it's gone. So
Yeah, add them to the
Listen.
list.
There's only one World of Warcraft killer. It's called World of
World
Warcraft.
of Warcraft.
Yeah. The game will kill itself at some point. I guarantee you that. But no other game will be doing it.
Nope.
Yeah, Ashes of Creation was kind of a sad story because it promised a lot of nice things, but then they launched an alpha, and like for the buy-in for the first alpha, if you wanted to test it, was $500.
What?
So a lot of people were, a lot of people were saying, yeah, this is a scam. But they were like, yeah, no, this is important, and you get special perks, and it's like only a limited opportunity. And then they offered early access for $150, and then later they offered early access for $50, and then they released in early access last month, and then
Always a
they
good
shut down the
sign.
game.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, was it a scam? Probably, yeah. Actually,
it probably was, especially if no one gets their money back. So.
Oh no, because they released in early access, but they released.
So.
And a lot of those people put in the big bucks like years ago, so they can't really fall back on Steam refunds either.
Yeah. So, and they're getting really nothing out of it. They got an alpha for like a couple months. I think it was like a month or two. Yeah.
1 or 2, yeah. Well, the exclusive alpha was longer, but yeah. And in the end, the game suffered from a lot of common pitfalls to new MMOs, like a PvP system that doesn't really seem to belong. Like a lot of new MMOs that come out are like, we want to make this the hardcore experience, and there's PvP everywhere, and like, okay, this is just miserable. Like, there's a reason why no other current big MMOs do that.
Yeah, there's a reason why the hardcore PvP MMOs are very niche.
Yeah, or the big MMOs have specific servers where that's a thing, and they're usually the lower population ones.
Or they just kind of like keep the PvP to specific zones, or there's some rules to it. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's MMOs are very difficult to make, so
they are.
I can understand why an MMO would fail. But I just feel bad for the people that were looking for something else. But there's a lot of options now. I mean, it's not just World of Warcraft. There's
no. Almost all the old MMOs are still out there. I think that's part of the problem why launching a new MMO nowadays is plain impossible, because you got all the great titans from back in the day out there. Like even the ancients like Ultima are still online. Lord of the Rings Online is there. Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, RuneScape, old school RuneScape, Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, Star Wars The Old Republic, which we've also been playing a bit, still gold. Like, if you make an MMO now, you have to compete with all of that.
Yeah.
And MMO players generally are fairly entrenched. So you won't often get them out of their MMO, even if you look at their Reddit and they're all complaining about the latest updates.
So
they always will.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to
doesn't mean they don't like the game. It actually means they love the game.
Yeah. The thing is, you don't only have to release an MMO, you have to release an MMO that's so much better than the one they're currently playing that they don't mind starting over. And that's a barrier.
And you have to cover for missing the past 10 to 20 years worth of content. Good luck.
Yeah, and now the older MMOs are adjusting. Because I know there was we had this conversation. There was a shift to making the general content either scalable to be so that you don't out level it and can and relevant, or harder. And a lot of MMOs are adding like hard modes and scaling and all that kind of thing. So, So now,
like, I feel like the two big directions in MMOs at the moment are making scaling and hard modes a thing.
Yeah.
Globally, and making single player content a thing, despite it being an MMO. Because a lot of people would like to have the populated big hubs and the trading and the chatting, but don't actually want to go into a 5-person dungeon.
Or at least be able
which
to
is a valid playstyle.
At least be able to do a significant portion of the game solo or in smaller groups without being forced to do things together, which, that I can completely understand. I understand that. And also, it extends the content for the game. I think
It does, yeah.
developers are realizing, man, we have like 40 zones and only like 2 of them are relevant because everyone's max level. What if we made the other 38 zones scale and give you stuff and you can do things? All of a sudden now we have 40 zones that everyone can go to. So I think people are realizing that they're extending their game by doing that. I mean, I know ESO did the thing where it's just all levels are a thing for like getting progression, but you can go anywhere because that was kind of the whole point of the Elder Scrolls game is you could just walk in a direction.
You see that mountain, you can climb it.
So they tried to replicate it with making levels like you just are maxed out. So you could take your level 1 character, and we did, by the way, and go to like a dungeon and play with like higher level characters, and that character will still be contributing. Not as much, obviously. They don't have as much specialized skills and whatnot, but they're not just gonna get one shot like how some older MMOs used to, where it's like, again, I keep bringing up the Hogger thing. Like, come on, like there's a level 50 guard. Just walk over there and just breathe in his direction, and then your problem's solved. So
that's one thing I've noticed in this trend in World of Warcraft, actually, because since last week they added the pre-patch for the next expansion. So like all the data is loaded in, and now they're basically gearing up for the full release. One of the things that is enabled since then is a new part of the housing system called endeavors, neighborhood endeavors, which is basically every month you get a set of tasks you can do around your housing, like clean up the streets or whatever. And a bunch of those are themed after a specific zone in the game. Like, for example, in my current neighborhoods, the tasks are related to the Niffen, which is an underground mole people from the Dragonflight expansion, which is not the current expansion. And part of the tasks you have to do for these people is in that old zone, which they actually have scaled to max level now for that task. So they are kind of experimenting with what we've all been describing here in a limited fashion. Like now it's for those housing tasks, but it's still making old content relevant again. And I think sneakily they're doing double duty here, because the rewards for these tasks are housing decor, like furniture, which are themed after the zone of the Endeavor. So that basically gives them an incentive to graphically update the assets from the old zones. Then they give them as rewards, and they can switch them back into the old zone, and just, make it look more modern. I don't know.
I'm sensing that could be a thing,
Yeah, but it's a very smart way of getting graphically updating quote unquote irrelevant contents, because you made it relevant again in a different way. I don't know if that's officially what they're doing, but it does seem to go that way right now, and I do enjoy that a lot. Because I got to go back to this also in an expansion I really liked, and I actually got to do the content there on a level that sort of challenges even. Like one of the tasks is defeat the raid boss of that zone. So you actually, like, the raid wasn't scaled, so it was still easier than it was back then. But I still had to get together a team of like 5 people to actually get through that, just to do mechanics,
Yeah.
That was fun. You get some transmogs out of it. Like, none of the gear is scaled, but you still get the looks, and they look really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the things. One of the other things they've actually announced a few weeks ago was, because they've been experimenting with single-player dungeons. Well, they scale 1 to 5, but you can do them solo, so that's the focus. And since those have been such a giant success, the delves as they call them, for the next expansion, they're making the single-player equivalent of a raid, like one giant delve with several wings to it, which you don't need to complete in one go. You can do it whenever you want, but it's basically raid size.
That's
and you
really
get your companion NPC, and you can explore it, and there's secret parts to it, and it's
That's I there's a couple of MMOs that have done that or doing that before, but this is interesting how they're doing it, because I do know for obviously Guild Wars has, you can just fill your party with NPCs, and you can actually like give them skills and all that and gear, so you can just play the entire game by yourself. And I remember Lord of the Rings had like skirmishes or whatever, where it's like you took your companion and you would do these adventures that felt like raids or dungeons, and you would like do them with your companion, and it'd be like just a single player experience, and you would get some really decent stuff for it. So it's kind of cool to see new iterations of that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's cool.
And now I'm using World of Warcraft a lot as an example because that's the one that I mostly play. But in my experience, almost every MMO that is currently still big is making changes like this to a degree. I know that Star Wars: The Old Republic has been experimenting with similar ideas. Well, they've actually been doing that for quite a while, making their story very single player accessible. And like, I know that old school RuneScape is looking into it. They want to make bosses that scale like completely from 1 to 5, because especially in old school RuneScape, it's kind of it's one of their bigger issues because the game is from the default very single player focused, but they do want to actually allow you to play with friends as well, and that's difficult to balance, but they're on that. And I'm sure that Final Fantasy and the other MMOs are all on that as well.
We've already talked multiple times. 14 basically already has like the duty support where you can get NPCs to be your party members for a dungeon.
That's kind of
exactly.
That's kind of smart because you're gonna catch that that type of gamer, like like the dad, the busy student that doesn't have the time to play too often. That they'll start playing, and then when they do have time, they're invested in the game, and they may then start playing with their friends and whatnot. So you'll catch that. That's just a huge audience because, that makes me want to, like, when I see a game have those features, that makes me like, I'll install it because I can just go around and play a game by myself. But then it's sometimes if friends want, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a game I have on my computer, I'll play it with you guys. So
I feel like it's also a big boon towards like what I would call hybrid players. Like, say for example, you got your group of 5 people, like age 30 to 40. Like, you all got jobs, you got families that are starting up. You don't always have the time to play together, but you at different points, each of you can play solo. So you do those single player content thingies, you get your gear up, and then when you do have time to play together, like once in a month, you don't have the situation where you're like, hey, let's do the raids. Oh no, our gear is too bad for that. No, because you actually have been playing solo content. You are geared. You can just go do the content you want together.
And it's
so
also
that kind of it's just rewarding. Generally what makes it so that you can play more.
It's rewarding too, because if you've been gearing and then you can actually join party, it gives that sense of like a group of adventurers, and you could make friends. You could just like you just join, and it's like, oh, this guy's pretty good, and it's like, oh, now you have some people that you join at their Discord, even if you don't play a lot. That's the social aspect that MMOs, yes, chicken kicker, that MMOs really need to capitalize on. So because that's their thing that makes them different. So,
but it's a different kind of social than it was 20 years ago, and that can be difficult to adapt to. But they're managing, I feel. For some, it took a bit longer than others. I know that Warcraft, for a time, insisted that they were right, until it was made very clear to them that they absolutely were not. But so far, yeah.
This game looks very medieval. This I read about up on this game, and it's hype because I'm a big Bannerlords fan, so it feels like it's gonna hit that. I just put a video.
Kind of looks like Kingdom Come.
I put a video on that Rail had requested of some of the big open world games. Just there's some filler content in the background, and I'm like, oh wow, some cool stuff.
I was wondering why I saw something that looked like Fable.
Yeah, Fable. It was Fable.
Fable. I am actually kind of hyped for that one. I've never played a Fable game before, but that looked really fun.
See,
and some of the articles that came out.
My issue was I played Fable 3.
Oh, you played the bad one. You played the bad one.
Yeah.
That explains why they named the new one just Fable instead of Fable 4. Like, no, we got nothing to do with 3. Please forget that one.
The old games are so old; they're kind of hard to play now. I mean, they're still,
but they did a lot of innovative stuff like long before other games started doing it.
Oh, I've seen this one. This one playing looks pretty cool. So, there's so many. Gaming is, because of the fact that honestly, AAAs needed to die for gaming to start to hit this, like, in my opinion, like a renaissance, because older games still exist. They're not going anywhere. A lot of them. And they're then some of them are even being like remastered. Like I mean,
Well,
Age of
they
Mythology.
they flew too close to the sun. They got too greedy. They tried to squeeze too much money out of people, and people were just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, the alternatives have always been there. Like I was talking about earlier today, like say like 2011 or so, there was this big wave of indies that we still play because they are the indie classics. Like you got Terraria that was there coming out, you got Minecraft a few years before it, you got Stardew Valley that came out around that time. Like none of those were big studios. Undertale was around that time, I believe. I think a little bit later.
Yeah, around the
But
time.
like that was in my memory, like as someone who grew up during that era of gaming, that was kind of the big new thing then, like all of those small games coming up and really leaving their mark. Whereas at that point, AAA was still doing just fine. Like FIFA was in their heydays. Call of Duty at that point, I believe that was actually around the time they released Black Ops One, which is still one of the best ones. But like long story short, the alternatives have been there for a while, and then honestly, AAA didn't need to shit the bed for them to get big. It's just now that they have shat the beds,
Well, I think
people
the
are paying more
problem
attention
is
towards the alternatives.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that because of that, like that, it's kind of what it took to get people to look elsewhere, and then see that there is all this quality, like sitting outside of that big, like capital business model.
Yeah.
But I'm also talking about, for example, Wizards of the Coast giving Larian the go-to to make a game in their IP because the relevance of their independent title and saying, oh, okay, this can do something. Expedition 33 and the basically all of the ex Ubisoft devs and whoever from there, like making a game a passion project and putting something together. You know, they got the skills and the talent, and now they have the freedom and the passion to make the games. Because I mean, yeah, like a lot of the big AAA dev games, I mean, they're still fun. I mean, like if you look, we're looking at there's this like an Assassin's Creed game here, but it's like, yeah, they may not be the best, but they're still kind of fun. But it's nice to see that there's options and alternatives, and that the independent games can get that relevance now. They're on people's radar now because a lot of people really depend on that word of mouth, even because marketing is tough. Because marketing, I mean, not a lot of people watch TV anymore. Like, yeah, I'm sure they do, but
not for games. Like the audience that you want to market to will not watch TV.
Yeah. So, YouTube and on you, if you're doing like YouTube and all that, it's gonna be, like YouTubers, like actual influencers and streamers who are giving games thing. And because games are doing better and people are watching them on Twitch or whatever, then that people play them. Because unfortunately, if a game doesn't get a lot of viewers and people don't play them, and then it loses some of the advertising that it would get. So, now that people are like, oh, I want to see what this game's about and whatnot. So
A lot of devs have also said that Steam is a very big advantage they have as small developers, because there is no way to buy advertisement on Steam.
But
like you actually cannot do that. Steam advertises what the hell it pleases to, and if you release, you get a front page ad.
But
that's it.
That's not what Tim Sweeney told me.
Yeah, but Tim Sweeney really liked that to not be a thing because that would be easier for his wallet. But generally, like, Steam will not promote your game all too much. Like they won't run ads on Reddit or something. But just being on Steam makes your game very accessible. You have like the little pop-up that has games releasing soon when you launch Steam. Your game will be added to that. Like you don't need to request that or anything. Valve just does that. Like same with the front page ads when a game releases. That's just something that Valve does.
Yep, and
so that helps a lot, and the wish lists actually help a lot too.
The wish list, yeah. I was gonna say the wish list, the discussion board, the rating system.
The discussion board can be.
I understand. Understandable, it's toxic and whatever, but like I go on discussion boards, I'll see a thing, and then I'll see, okay, this guy's trolling. I'll move on. But then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy's giving some constructive feedback or whatever, or is talking about the game in a way like, okay, this is interesting. It's just cool to have that accessibility, because you're always gonna have people trolling. That's just the nature of the internet. So
Yeah. The most important bit about this is Steam will not advertise your game based on how much you're paying Valve. They'll usually advertise your game based on just proximity to release date at the very minimum. They might do a little bit more if it's a very anticipated release. Like, for example, when Baldur's Gate 3 was almost out, they had built up so much hype out of their own marketing that, yeah, okay, Valve did like a really big front piece artwork that really basically replaced the backgrounds. But generally, it's a nice equalizer to level the playing fields a bit. Not entirely. There's still a company that's still making money, but
so that game on stream, I'm super excited because I know Core, you started playing No Man's Sky last year, and
Oh yeah, actually.
and this is their next game. Well, it's the previous one before this. It was Light No Fire, I think it's called, something like that.
Yeah, it's medieval No Man's Sky.
Yeah, so
I do look forward to that one.
Very much so.
So that's pretty
medieval
cool.
Also,
No
because
Man's Sky. That's because No Man's Sky is about space exploration. So
This one's the world
Ocean.
is this one's the world is huge. Like the world is
Yeah.
only like the size of ours or something. So it's huge. So
it's the size of Earth approximately, and you explore it with ships. And like in No Man's Sky, they added the modular spaceships now. That was backported technology from Light No Fire, which they're using there to have you build modular sea ships like galleons and stuff like that. Like there's gonna be a lounge there. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped about this one. Super hyped.
Yes, it kind of feels like they looked at Valheim and were like, we can iterate on this. Like this does amazing things because Valheim is a great game. But like we can polish this up, we can modernize it, we can add the things we've learned from No Man's Sky, which had some very big and very heavy lessons.
I met Celeste 2 that was on screen, but yes, that.
Oh, Celeste 2 is also fucking amazing, but I was still on topic. Sorry.
No, yeah. I'm just kind of I'm being distracted by videos, so
yeah.
But yeah, they're like 2026 is ridiculous.
It's gearing up to be a big one again.
The thing that brought us really forward were the big studios stopped taking risks because they just continued making their series. They went through the same cycle like the movie industry.
Yeah.
And now with streaming services, the cool, like, cinema, movie, series media is now on the streaming services because they have smaller budgets. They can try wild shit, and that's the same for indie games. They can just try shit and see what sticks, so we get new and cool shit that gets everybody excited. Like, nobody had this idea before, but somebody actually tried. I want to play this. And we're not getting that from AAA.
The most successful AAA studios are the ones that have noticed this and actually started doing wild shit again. Like, I know that Blizzard behind the scenes has an experimental feature studio once again. They had that one before, like 10 years ago. They stopped it. They got one now again because they've seen this. Like, they're doing weird shit again, and that works really well. Like, you see it in World of Warcraft, you see it in Diablo 4, where they just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks with the seasons.
Speaking of throwing shit at the wall, this game I want to play with all of you when it comes out.
How is that?
Streets of Rogue 1 was amazing. It is like the sandbox. All the NPCs have their own, like, it's a sandbox where you basically just do random. I can't explain it to you. It's just wild and it's fun as hell.
I got Sandbox out of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like a combination of RimWorld and the original GTA.
Yes. Yeah. And then
and then weird shit, I'm guessing.
Yep, you pick like in the first one you pick the class, and then whatever your class was, you could do like, oh, I'm just gonna be a cop and I'm gonna go finding criminals in the map. And then every map has modifiers. It's like, oh, it's a zombie outbreak, so the whole thing is to cure the zombie plague on this one map. and it's just wild. And then it's like you just see like the NPCs form like factions to fight the zombies and then fight each other. It just has all these things that happen. It really goes full on the sandbox. So
That kind of sounds like what's it called? Space Station 13, I think it's called.
yeah, think like that, but with like NPCs, and then it's a little bit more like wild with the combat, and it's a bit more like
Yeah,
faster
like
paced.
not everyone has to actually be a player.
Yep. So
Because I believe in Space Station, everyone is actually a player, and you kind of have to
yeah.
role play your role and stuff like that. It's a little more old school, I guess, but
Hey, Mega.
Hmm?
The first one of this one, we did want to play it. Just saying.
Outward.
Outward, yeah, Outward one is great. So I think I'm just going through this fucking video. Damn it, Rail! You derailed me.
Yeah, it should be named
more like the Rail Watcher.
The Rail Watcher. So.
Hey, Outward, we gotta set aside time for that. That and Lords of the Fallen and fuck, what else?
Oh, Lords of the Fallen. We started Lords of the Fallen, then we kind of stopped.
Yeah,
I love the art style.
it's not that we didn't want to keep playing either. It's
think it's just what ends up happening is the consistency of the time, because we were playing same that was happening with Abiotic. We were playing it every Monday after the stream.
Hold on a second.
And then we just
what is happening on the? Why does this look like a Hat in Time meets Legend of Zelda Wind Waker?
I don't know what it is. It looks cool, art style. Not my type of game, but it looks cool as shit.
I just want to say, Lords of the Fallen by the wayside. Continue.
Hey,
good job.
I need to say it before the moment passes, you know.
It gets a pause. Lords of the Fallen by the wayside. Good job.
Thank you.
Right.
I want to thank my family for raising me this way. Blame them.
No. Oh my god.
I want to thank several high school teachers that formed this sense of humor. Blame them too.
The collective groan of all of these people just going,
Definitely shout out to all my friends that keep encouraging me, usually by trying to not encourage me. That's you all. Blame yourself.
it's part of the bit frags.
He's out of line, but he's right.
You know, we got 10 more minutes left in the video. I'm gonna let the video play out, and then that's because then we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll try not to get distracted by it.
No, yeah,
that's one more thing that I am hyped for that is not in this video. I can guarantee you, because it's an RTS and they never put those in those videos. On February 10th, they're releasing the first bit of the New Age of Mythology expansion, which is like introducing Demeter as a Greek goddess, and I'm very hyped for that. Because wait, hold on, let me get that portrait on, because they nailed the essence of what is the goddess Demeter. If I'm pronouncing it right in English, if I'm not too bad, it's Greek.
You're extending this.
This beautiful portrait, which has so much pissed energy in that facial expression and that pose. He is so mad.
What the
like,
heck?
holy shit.
I'm sorry, in English he would be called the foot.
Alright, the foot, sorry. Or the yard, maybe. Actually, the yard fits because she's a goddess of agriculture.
Yeah,
the yard.
That's actually funny.
But like the iconography, I want to highlight. Like they got the horn of plenty in there, which is always a very fitting symbol for a harvest goddess. They got the sickle, classic. They put her in a wheat field. I love the wheat shoulders and hair decoration. But then the absolute disdain in that facial expression. She's holding that sickle like, Hades, you motherfucker! If you dare look at Persephone that way again, this sickle is gonna meet you.
I love it.
Like, is that threatening energy? Like if you can I zoom? Oh yeah, no, I can't zoom in that much. Like that facial expression.
The next picture. Move, whatever you just did, do it again.
Oh yeah, the next one.
The next one.
There.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm happy over this because this shows that the developers really understand the mythology.
Holy shit, she's
Because
jumping.
yeah, this is a big part of her story. Like she was absolutely livid at Hades abducting her daughter. Like that's
Copy and paste that in my DMs. I think I know what my next Corey emote's gonna be. Holy crap. Okay.
And like, in addition to that, like the gameplay also looks good. Like they gave her some really nasty myth units. Like you got the dryads that can actually turn into trees, so they hide. You got the ancient Greek equivalent of werewolves that look like regular villagers until they attack, because they're mean. They got harpies that can just scoop up soldiers and drag them away. They got sirens that sing and lure soldiers away. Like her kit is incredibly spy and dishonesty themed, and it's amazing. Like, it's going to be horrible to play against.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my bit. Like that's coming out next week. The week after. It's going to be great.
Oh, it's a dragon.
You're actually convincing
it's a
me to
Monster
get
Hunter.
this game.
It's an amazing game, honestly, and it has a co-op mode.
Yes.
A co-op roguelite mode.
Yes, it is. That mode was fun. It's good.
Oh, my poor wallet.
Are you an RTS fan?
Me?
Yes.
I wouldn't say so, but I have played some. Well, I mainly played Warcraft 3.
So here's what
I mentioned.
Here's what
Sorry,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
say. It's going to be a plug. Before you spend wallet, I understand that Frax likes that game, but there's a free game that he also likes that I wouldn't mind playing co-op.
Okay.
And it's 3 letters long.
That's the abbreviation.
And you
it's
have
like
to
saying
be
Age of Mythology is 3 letters.
And you have to be 21 years old to in the United States to actually enter one legally to get what they offer for the most part.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's for us. It's 21. 21. It's beyond no reason. Bar.
Wait, you actually need to be 21 to play that?
No, to go in. I'm saying the name of it is.
Oh, the bar! I got it. I got that.
You know. Hold on a second. I had expectations that people would get the joke, especially Frax, but I guess my bar was not set low enough.
Listen, there's a reason my title in Helldivers 2 is free of thought.
It was just funnier to listen to Frax Flounder than to actually give the answer.
Hey, look, Rail. No wonder Rail likes this video. There's Railborn. He's promoting himself. Okay, I get you. I see you.
But yeah, to actually give you a closer free try, you can do Age of Empires 3 actually has a free rotation on the civilizations, and it's more closer aligned in gameplay to Age of Mythology.
Yeah.
So I would go with that one, though Beyond All Reason is amazing, but it's a very different kind of RTS.
Oh yeah, I was just saying getting into an RTS in general, that one.
Yeah. But like, I feel like RTSs should be divided in subgenres because they play quite differently, in my opinion.
What was the one that we were playing with Artsy that was really cool too? I forgot the name.
Nordgard.
Nordgard is completely different too. That one is that one's fun as heck too. I want to go back to that.
It was also fun as hell, yeah.
So that's a thing.
I do feel like Age of Mythology is one of the more beginner-friendly RTSs because it has a lot of good onboarding features if you're not experienced yet. Like you can get some assistance in automating your economy. There's a lot of really good tutorials to it, which are like in the campaign as well. And I feel like generally it doesn't really throw too many details at you at one time, so you can really get used to it, you know.
That's awesome.
That's if it had a free option, it probably would be the best starter RTS out there. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's $30, which is not that expensive considering it's from Microsoft, but it is $30.
I would definitely support that game. I say it jokingly, like it's your wallet, because I was like, oh wait, I was gonna plug Bar because that's another game, but yeah, it's definitely a really really good one. And Age of Empires 2 is good too. But There's a lot of DLCs, but I got them all. So,
Yeah.
Also,
you don't need any of them. They just add more game. Like the base game on its own, it was actually changed sometime last year to include the first 3 or 4 DLCs they released of the definitive edition, because it already included the Old Conquerors expansion and the Forgotten Empires expansion in the base game. So right now, when you get the base game for, I think it's still $20 or $30 as well, you actually get 5 expansions included.
Also, I hope Mr. Freeze in this game has the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. So, but continue.
Please. Oh, it looks awesome though. Like he was on screen for a second. Like the armor looks amazing for like a Lego figure.
What?
I still love that for this game, the entire Arkham fandom was like, "Yes, a new Arkham Batman game." It's Lego. Don't care. Same combat system. Arkham to me.
Yep. Yeah. That community is actually pretty cool. They just want more. Yeah.
They are insane. I love watching that subreddit just for like absolute madness that's going on there most times.
The previous Lego game was awesome. Like the Lego games are good. Like the Star Wars one.
They are. They often have a few little issues or like a few things where they don't go as far as they could have. Like for some reason they still stubbornly refuse to add online multiplayer. But generally, I love them.
Hold on, Core. On screen now. Are we ready for this, Core? Windrose?
Boat.
Pirates?
Is that fucking fleet?
It's the pirate survival game.
Oh yeah, I do have that one on my wish list.
Yeah. I know me and Core were super excited about this. So I was like,
yeah, so that one they first off put it on Steam as Crosswind and was supposed to be an MMO kind of deal, but then they realized, hey, people want a self-hosted server survival game that they can play with their friends. So they renamed the game to Windrose, and they're gonna do an open world survival pirate thing that looks really awesome.
That's actually a way better idea.
It is.
Like, as someone who plays MMOs, don't launch an MMO. Launch a survival game.
That's
way better chances.
That's what Dune needed to do, but they turned their survival game into an MMO, and that's why more people are playing Conan.
The other way around. And inevitably, it will end up as a survival game again, as they notice that that's how their game is going to survive.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying this now, if you're watching this, Dune developers, Dune Awakening, please make a self-host option. I will get your game. I love Dune.
Absolutely same.
I don't like the way you did it right now, but I love what your game is doing. Just let me self-host it.
I absolutely love the game. It's just like I don't want to have to like pay my taxes and like I couldn't build because there was like mad houses everywhere, and then I was like, and then the population dropped, and then it's like why is this MMO? Because people are like, let me have it, and then I can tweak the settings and do things and whatever.
Yeah, you know that whole thing that we just went on about MMOs taking more care of single players and people at their own pace. Kind of that. Just strip the MMO part entirely and let us invite our friends.
What in the Game Boy Advanced is this?
Yeah, what the fuck? That actually does look like a Game Boy Advanced. Like it's got the colors.
But yeah, definitely if that goes where you can self-host, I'm sure it'll bring back.
Oh yeah. Then we do the same as we did for Conan, just in Dune.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Yeah.
That also means.
Oh yeah, I want to go harvest spies.
That also means Core's gonna find like a bunch of mods.
I'm
gonna play Core this time. I'm gonna play him this time.
Honestly, for Conan, you actually are allowed to blame me because I didn't read the old mod list ahead, and one of the mods broke, and we played hard mode for like 2 weeks.
Look, the most anticipated game of the year, 2 years in a row.
I love that by now, game studios seemingly have just kind of given up and are just going, fuck it, we're releasing. I don't care when GTA 6 drops, we're releasing the game. They keep delaying the thing.
In my old community that I played in when I used to play MMOs, we did start playing GTA as a group, just us, and it was a lot of fun. And it wasn't like it wasn't RP, but yeah, I just can't. I can't get into. It's too big. It's too much, and it just does. the same that a lot of other games do. I respect it, but it's just I don't know. I didn't like the story of 5. I never played the story of 5. I hated it.
Yeah, same. I actually have a good bunch of hours in GTA Online, but it was we played on PC and made sure we were not bothered. Let's not go too much into that. Don't ban me, Rockstar, please.
Oh, no, you can say it on Twitch. My sister plays on custom GTA 5 online servers, like streams that.
Yeah, honestly, GTA Online is really good when you get rid of the tryhard, sweaty, pay-to-win PvP FU Rockstar. Then it's actually fun. Same with Red Dead Online.
Hey,
Fish.
Because, hey, Fish, yeah, Red Dead Online never got to that toxic PvP pay-to-win meta because it didn't have the gamer base, and it's actually the more fun game to play right now because you can just hang out with friends and do cowboy shit, and it's actually really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of hours in that, and Red Dead Online actually was a very nice thing to play during the plague.
I mean, just in general, there's something to be said about how curating your game experience can completely change it for people. You know,
I think
not even
absolutely.
Just, like,
I think that's super
not even
true.
not even necessarily like extensive modding, just like playing it with, like even playing a game with friends versus playing it with strangers is a hugely different experience.
Yeah, absolutely. But ever since Warcraft introduced those single-player dungeons, I basically haven't touched like multiplayer content with strangers. I just don't give a shit anymore. Like, if I don't have to, why would I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do. I still do the raids with strangers because otherwise the story mode rates are very low on mechanics. And I do kind of want to see all the fights. But like dungeons, like especially the timed dungeons, hell no.
Yeah, we had a couple seasons of us trying to get into that, and
If it was with a group of friends, I would do it, but not with randoms.
Well, that's the thing. We were trying with a group of friends, and we couldn't.
Yeah, it's just also like you end, like for me anyway. I enter the timed Mythic Plus dungeon, and I see like, okay, you got 35 minutes to do this. So for 35 minutes, you're really trying your best, high energy, to go through all of the mobs and get the thing done in time for the maximum reward. Okay. Or I can go to the Delve. My trusty NPC companion Bran Bronzebeard is waiting for me, going, champion, you've returned! I give him his upgrades, and I can do this 11-minute mini dungeon completely by myself with my Mimi companion NPC. No one is telling me to hurry. I can go AFK if I want to, and I get gear upgrades all I want. So, yeah, I'll choose that one, actually.
It's definitely, it's something to say about that curated experience in games. So having sliders and stuff is really helping. So
yeah.
I was gonna say, to be completely fair, that 35 timer, it probably should be closer to 11 if you're doing it optimally.
Yeah, if you're doing it well, it should be.
But that's
faster,
just, but that again, that's very high stress. It's, I used to be able to do that. I used to live for that. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I used to do it as well, but yeah. Also, the delves are just more random things that are not combat related. Like they got other little tasks in there. You got some random abilities that you can unlock sometimes by killing a rat that spawns there. Like there's some variation to it. Like every delve also has 3 to 4 story variations. So when you enter the same cave, there might be a different set of enemies, different tasks to do. So it's just more fresh. And then sometimes you just get the funny situations where there's like last season there was a thing where there was random portals, and sometimes one of those portals just went straight to the end. So you enter the delve, you go to the portal, you're standing next to the boss, like, well then.
All right.
That only happened once, but it was funny. Then the other time, the random portal brought me to this bunch of other enemies that completely beat me up.
So that being said,
okay,
we've gone on for a few hours. I think we've gone over some cool topics, and for the sake of making sure we have break in time and whatnot, I think it might be time to set up a raid.
Yes.
Unless I actually.
Oh no.
I actually.
Why is it showing me die on stream?
Because it's funny. I
Damn.
actually have a raid set up for someone that's playing Vintage Story who also follows us.
Oh, is it? I think it might be.
Berman?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think he's playing it modded though, so whoever's
And
watching, just keep that in mind. Well, I mean, like more heavily, like added
he
content
has
modded.
magic. So yes, he's gone.
Does he have the dragon mod?
Okay. So Mega, hear me out.
No. No.
We get a dragon.
But dragons.
I'll stop flanking.
We'll get a dragon mod. And then Frax's job is just to ride the dragon. That's it. He doesn't do anything else. He just rides the dragon. And he shows up and he goes, "Behold, peasants, feed me." And then he just flies away.
I mean, considering how much that game goes hard on the food system, I imagine that actually raising the dragon is really hard with the amount of food it will need.
Probably.
It seems balanced. It does have, like, if it was just it by itself, maybe, but it requires like 2 other dependencies. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe,
but yeah,
maybe because it's
if
like
we ever do another like playthrough, I think we can probably start experimenting with those. But like again, for the first time around,
yeah, let's keep it
keeping it light to quality of life stuff, just making it
because that could break the game if you can fly around everywhere. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, the next one with combat overhaul and other stuff like that would be fine. Although I am still kind of like combat overhauls is so much better, but I don't want to force it because it's going to be a big change in terms of how combat is, and combat is still better than Minecraft. So
they have actually been working on that in Minecraft as well, slowly because it's Minecraft, but.
I mean, things like Hytale and Everwind, that's another one that they're coming out, so they have.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that one's cool. That's
rip your wallet.
Yeah, it's not. None of them are fully out. I'm not gonna. I've decided I'm gonna wait until games are fully out before I invest in.
Yeah, that's a wise decision.
Oh no, I didn't forget about this.
So the games that I'm playing that are early access are still like the ones that I bought a while ago, so I'm trying to keep away from that release unless it's something that I'm like, yeah, I know I want this because I've played the sequel, like the previous game or whatever. So that being said, any final words, anything before we head out to the wonderful world of Vermin doing magic and some sort of weird magic tower that he's in?
Salt Peter.
I was gonna say delinquency.
We need salt. We need a lot of salt and lime. Goddamn, I'm thinking freaking.
I found some chalk.
Chalk.
Dear viewers, I can guarantee that these people are immediately hopping onto Vintage Story once the stream ends.
No, you're wrong. I'm already on.
I mean, I want to talk. I'm sitting in front of my house in World of Warcraft just in case it came up.
Am I the only one taking this seriously?
I'm taking it seriously. I'm not playing. I'm just sitting in front of the house.
No, I'm actually.
In case it came up.
Listen. I'm actually Ghost Recon. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? You're
the new campaign. You know.
You're all fired.
Can you pay them?
Oh wait.
Kinda. Kinda in a way. I get paid in good company. This is definitely counting for something.
Yeah,
not totally. Common people with my shitty jokes.
Also, you're getting paid an exposure for your YouTube channel.
I know. That has
go.
Oh, okay.
God damn it! It's just rates.
Core, make sure you clip this before we raid. Make sure we add a redeem that basically all it does is just flash his YouTube page.
Oh my god.
So just
making notes to give to Artsy.
Yeah. I am just straight of deleting my Google accounts. I will do it. I don't care that everything is connected to it.
Oh wow, he has dragons. Okay. Oh, he's leaving. Is he leaving? Is he done playing? I think he's done playing.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Quick, right. Just say not right. Goodbye everyone. Love you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh shit! Wow, that was
Oh my
fast.
god. That was cool.
Hey, welcome in Raiders. Perfect timing. Nerd raid. Oh yeah. Got the big nerd raid.
I think the last thing they heard on stream was actually me just going, goodbye, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
See you guys.
Yep.
It's funny.